Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
With smartphones being such an integral part of our daily lives, it is truly an inconvenience when it doesn't work properly. It disrupts the normalcy of our day. When you go into the cell phone store to have it repaired, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. That's why the owner of iDrop, T. Kell, left those places and opened iDrop. His goal is a happy customer. T. Kell and the team will listen to what you have going on and work to solve the problem of your broken device in a way that best suits your needs, instead of trying to upsell you on something that you just don't need. They don't just repair phones, they can service your laptop or PC as well as your Mac. Windows 7 support is over, but iDrop can help you transition to Windows 10. They have a 5-star rating on Google with hundreds of positive reviews. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all understand how big this is. They have a 5-star rating on Google. Their customer service really speaks for itself. So if you ever find yourself with a device that isn't performing as it should, give iDrop a call at 865-888-9740 or check them out on Facebook at iDrop of Knoxville. If man made it, they can fix it.
Hi there, Swain Event family. Are you in the market to purchase a home and a bit freaked out with the market right now? As someone who's been in your spot before, I'm familiar with what's going through your brain. And as a realtor, I've mastered the ins and outs of the buying process. When you work with me, you'll benefit from my experience, and together we'll work toward making sound, smart decisions for your future. And of course, talk a little Vol Sports along the way. Just give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. Hope to hear from you soon.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain Event with your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 house and a Ric Flair.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. It is Wednesday, the 1st of the month. 5 minutes past the top of the hour. Ben McKee, Jason Swain, live here from the Low T Center studio. It is a great day to have a great day. Hope you are having a great morning so far. 865-255-03 is our telephone number to the Irish Networks hotline. Ben, hey, man, it's not baseball season, man. Why you wearing your Yankees pullover, hoodie this morning, man? You think you're slick, man. Let the Braves fans, have a moment. They just won the World Series.
Doing what you do best this morning. I'm cutting you off because you're doing what you do best this morning and stirring the pot.
We haven't that sweatshirt on purpose.
Your mic hasn't even been on for a minute. You're stirring the pot.
You ain't slick. I know you, man.
You ain't slick over there stirring the pot.
I know you. It is basketball, football season. Why are you wearing that sweatshirt, Ben? Go ahead and tell me that it was the first thing you saw this morning. Go ahead and lie to me. Lie to me, Ben.
It was the first sweatshirt sitting at the top of my bed, but there were like 3 sweatshirts I could have picked from.
What was the other choices?
I don't know. I didn't look. I just was like, all right, that one's fine. I'm not a Yankees fan April through October. I'm a Yankees fan 365 days out of the year, even when it's not baseball season.
Mm-hmm.
B, it gets hot as all get out in this room, and this is a thin sweatshirt.
Mm-hmm. Could have wore a T-shirt. Jennifer Morris helped you find a house, Ben. She did so much for your family, and you're rubbing it in that the Yankees are getting ready to
They're not going to sign Freddie Freeman.
Hey, man, they're nervous.
No, they're not.
They're nervous.
This is all agent speaking to media members, and I guarantee you it's Freddie's agent. Now, I do think the Braves are tripping. The dude won you a World Series after sitting through a ridiculous rebuild and did not say a peep, did not complain one time. He's an MVP, one of the best baseball players in the game, and you're hung up on essentially nothing. If the reports from some of the media members, like John Heyman tweeting last night, 6 years, $180 million. Why is that a big deal? That's apparently what Freddie Freeman is seeking. Why are you just not giving that to him?
Pay that
Braves
man.
fans, after everything he's done for your organization.
No, the fans want to pay him.
Why? I know the fans are right. They should. I mean, it's ridiculous that the Braves front office is just not giving him what he wants. Essentially, I think he has earned it. Don't be over the top in what you're asking for, but he's earned anything that he wants.
That's right.
So I would take Freddie Freeman in a heartbeat. I love Freddie Freeman. He's one of my favorite baseball players, but it's not happening. And even if the Braves don't re-sign him, it looks like the Dodgers would be the favorite anyways, because he's a Cali kid.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I like the GIF I posted. I'm back there watching from a distance. Don't mind me. I'm just watching from a distance. Getting my hopes up.
He wants to be in
for
Atlanta.
5 seconds.
He wants to be in Atlanta, so if he's not in Atlanta, that's the organization's fault there for sure.
He needs to be in Atlanta.
Yeah, for sure, man. KY Vol on the text box says, good morning, guys. Justin Powell 5 for 5 from 3. I was watching this game last night. I actually watched it twice because I was taking down braids. Ugh. Golly. So I had a chance to watch it twice. I just watched it twice. Got plenty of time. Ain't nothing else to do. Just sitting there taking down braids. So going back and watching the game 2 times, especially this game, was fun because number 1, Tennessee beat the brakes off of their opponent. Number 2, Tom Hart and Dane Bradshaw was on the call. Like you don't get much better than that duo. Now, nope. I love Tom Hart and Jimmy Dykes. I love that duo too. But man, I can listen to those 2 dudes talk basketball all day long. So going back and watching the game over, just think about where this team was last year. NBA talent, just like this year. NBA talent, but couldn't shoot the ball from the outside. We were a 2-point jump shot shooting team that sometimes was streaky, and Santiago was our best shooter, really our only shooter, and then didn't have that speed at point guard that you needed, that you wanted. And then in a couple months, Rick Barnes totally flips the roster, and look at this team now. Look at this team now.
Look at me now.
Look how well this team shoots the basketball from the perimeter and they added speed to the point guard position. Not just one player, but multiple players. They are versatile. You want to go small? We can go small. We got one of the smallest dudes in the SEC.
2 of them.
But then we can go Zakai Ziegler. We can go Chandler with Viscovy.
Santi.
And then we can go. He said we can call him what we want to call him. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Bob Scovey.
Yeah, we'll call him Bob. Whatever. Then you can go Justin Powell. Then you can go with Josiah Jordan James with the 4 if you want to. If you want to go small because he is physical and can handle his own. When he gets back, we'll see how he fits into the lineup now that Justin Powell's getting more minutes and playing better and being more comfortable. You got Folke back, and then you have the most improved player on this basketball team, Olivier Camwa. Like, the options that this team have right now at its disposal has just been fun to watch, man. Just in a few short games of the season, but boy, basketball sure is easy when you're making shots.
Yes, I think you are going to perform well when you finish shooting the ball. 14 of 27 from the 3-point line.
52%. Woo!
In the first half, they were 9 of 14, and everybody's shot was falling last night. Justin Powell, obviously 5 of 5. Santi was really the only one that didn't get his shot to fall. He was 1 of 5, but Victor Bailey Jr., 4 of 8.
Good to see him get going.
I didn't realize Kennedy was 1 of 4. I guess he did have one possession where he missed like 2 of them.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
He had a steal, and, Kenny thought he was in the NBA already.
Yes, but one of 4 from Rick did not like that. Did the TV broadcast show his reaction
and mention him? Yeah. He got that steal.
He
like, hey,
not a fan.
I got us extra possession, so I'm going to shoot this 3. That was Kennedy.
You are not in the NBA.
Not yet.
Not in the NBA, Kennedy. But I'm okay with him shooting 1 of 4, as crazy as that sounds, when he has 7 assists and 7 steals to go along with it. And he was still 7 of 14 from the field because he had some great drives to the rim. So, look, it's one thing if you're 1 of 4 and then you're awful from the field in general and you're not contributing in other ways. But if you can deal with 1 of 4 when he is 7 assists and 7 steals.
Come on,
15
Ben.
points still? That's amazing.
Come on, Ben. You got to mention the most important stat there from Kennedy Chandler.
0 turnovers.
There you go, Ben.
Yes.
Which is the most important stat for a point guard, right? Assist to turnover ratio.
Absolutely. I would rather have 0 turnovers than 7 assists.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Powell was lights out. Ziegler was 2 of 3. Quentin Debunje got in there late, knocked down a 3. I like those freshmen that don't really play a ton, by the way. I know it's Presbyterian, the mighty Blue Hose, but you could see what the staff saw in Jemai Meshack when he gets in there. He's just stripping folks and driving it to the rim. I know it's been used a ton, but he really does remind me of a young Josh Richardson before Jay Rich broke out at Tennessee. Like you could just see it, and he just needs to be developed. And Jonas Adu, I mean, he comes in there and jumping out the gym because of how tall he is, and nice couple of putbacks. So hopefully he can develop into something. Like you see it with the freshman Quentin Debunje knocked down that corner 3, and he has a pretty stroke. He has as pretty of a stroke as anybody on the team, and has had some nice drives to the rim at times this year. Hopefully those guys can develop because it looks like they've got some tools to work with for sure. Yeah. Huntley Hatfield only had 6 points, but I thought he looked pretty good last night.
Oh, yeah, man. It was good to see the guys.
There's only one person last night that drove me crazy.
Hold on. I know it wasn't Uros with that fantastic touch pass on transition.
It was Uros when he caught the ball twice under the rim and did not go up. You were 7'7", and you caught the ball under the rim. Put your hand in the air and put the ball in the basket.
Really
but what really bothered me was when the Presbyterian post player put his arm into Urosh's chest and backed him down all the way into the paint and got an easy bucket.
Hey, man, he's not playing a lot, okay?
He's playing more than he should. 15 minutes is too much against Presbyterian, against Alabama, against anybody.
No, man.
That
was the
minutes.
game where you give him those minutes, man. Tennessee was up by 43 points at one point.
Okay, but he was in the game when it was a close game.
I'm sure Folky was hurt or sick or something. So that's why.
Rick Urosh was a positive last night. I'm more so joking than anything. It is pretty remarkable for as frustrating as he is in terms of rebounding and not really taking advantage of how tall he is. He has like good touch on passes.
He's a great passer.
He is a great passer. I've noticed that lately. But it's just so frustrating when you see that I believe his 4 rebounds like tied a career high. And Santiago has had at least 4 rebounds in every single game.
Let me tell you something, Ben. Uros was the second leading rebounder last night for Tennessee. Huh? How about that? Second. And he only played, like you mentioned, 15 minutes. Man, when you think about it that way, it's pretty good.
Well, should I mention that it was against Presbyterian or no? Look, my intention was not to joke on Urosh. I thought Rick Barnes summed it up perfectly after the game last night. Everybody that played last night had a positive impact, and that is a great sign because these next 2 games are I think we're going to learn a lot about Tennessee the next 2 games. First true road game of the season on Saturday at Colorado, and then you come back and play Texas Tech on Tuesday in Madison Square Garden.
Let's go. ATL VFL says Springer didn't have the impact that Chandler is having. True, they play different positions, though. When you have a point guard like Kennedy Chandler, he's going to affect the basketball game a lot more than an off guard like Jaden Springer. And Kennedy is a better player anyway. So, Ben, you've been on that for a while. But, Chandler, when you have a point guard like Chandler that possesses the speed that he has, he takes over the ball game on both sides of the court, unbelievable vision, body control, that can finish with either hand inside of the paint. He's only 6 foot. You're right, ATL VFL. You are right. Clay says, what about the nice lob pass from the best teammate in America? But for real, Uros has gotten better this year. VFL 99 says he's a swole Jay Rich, talking about Meshack. His offensive game will develop. It will develop. And boy, when it does, watch out.
I love Meshack. And the best thing about Jemai Meshack is his attitude. He just has an awesome, positive, every day is a good day type of attitude. And he wants to be coached. He understands that he is not where he needs to be, and he wants to be coached. He wants to be developed. He's just an awesome kid. I know that's kind of used over and over and over again, but it really is the case. Go listen to any interview with Jemai Meshack, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Impossible not to root for him.
ATL VFL says Uros is a point guard trapped in a big man's body. That's right. That's right.
That's one way to look at it.
That is the only way to look at it. Jimmy VFL says, have you heard about Roy Manning allegedly texting a recruit on USC's and Lincoln Riley's behalf while out recruiting for Bob Stoops and OU? Oh, yeah, I heard about it. I'm not surprised.
It's a dirty game.
For me, I always get a kick out of when like people see how the sausage is made. Like, you know, Lincoln Riley basically saying the same thing to his Oklahoma players as he's saying right now as the coach of USC. And folks are like, oh my gosh. Oh, these coaches are lying. He says, this is going to be the mecca of college football. Talking about USC. And Isaiah Thomas, Sooners lineman, told us that last week on Instagram. But this is what coaches do. This is what most coaches do. I won't put all of them in the same boat, but this is what most coaches do. They lie. They lie. They quit in the middle of the season. This is what they do.
Rude.
So this has been going on for years and years and years, and when you kind of get used to seeing how the sausage is made behind the scenes, stuff like this just doesn't really move the needle for me or cause me to react the same way as others when they are hearing about stuff like this for the first time. That's the way it is. It's grimy. This is a dirty game. It's a dirty, dirty game. Like, why did Brian Kelly even have a meeting? Just to say he did? It was a waste of time. Waste of time for everybody. We said it yesterday, Ben, during the show. Like, why are you even having this meeting? This is a total waste of time. Some folks didn't even show up. The meeting lasts less than 5 or 10 minutes.
2 minutes.
He didn't even answer any questions. Like, there's never a good way to leave because LSU needed to have a coach today. They need to recruit. They're a couple days away from early signing period. They couldn't wait. Notre Dame, on the other hand, their brand kind of sells itself more than what an LSU brand could sell. LSU's in the SEC. Every day without a coach is like a week without a coach. Notre Dame, you can possibly wait on Luke Fickell. You can wait on him. We can wait on him. And so Brian Kelly had to leave right then. He had to. There's no other way to do it. If Brian Kelly wants that opportunity to win a championship and coach better talent, he had to leave at that moment. I ain't saying it's right. I'm just saying that there's not an easy way to do it. You're going to break people's feelings, break people's hearts. You're not going to do it the right way. That's what college football has grown to be. I'm pretty sure Josh Heupel left it in a way that, folks thought he could have handled it better. There's just not a good way to leave.
No.
Like in the middle of the night. There's not a good way to leave.
Just to your point about Josh Heupel, look at Dylan Gabriel's reaction.
Oh, man. My man was hurt.
He was hurt.
He was hurt, man. He chose violence every day because he was hurt.
Let me ask you this about Brian Kelly and Billy Napier. And I'm asking you about them because they are on Tennessee's schedule next year. And I realize that it's December 1st. Rosters for both teams, Tennessee, LSU, Florida, going to look much different now than it will in a month, quite frankly. But does it give you any more confidence and any less confidence in terms of Tennessee playing that game next year?
I got confidence in both games, regardless of Kelly, who is a great coach, who I think will be good. I don't know how good he will be because personality wise, I don't know how much he will fit down there with the Cajuns. And that's
my only question.
That's the question. I know he can coach.
Yeah.
X and O's is not a question, but man, you've been doing your thing in the North for a while
and getting away with things that probably won't fly down in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, you get swung on down there in Baton Rouge with some of that stuff.
Correct.
He did, and
they get something put in your gumbo.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, they just serve him Heinz gumbo. He won't get the good stuff. You gotta get Heinz gumbo.
I'm more worried about the LSU game, quite frankly.
Why?
Just because they have talent on that roster, and that talent was good enough to beat A&M to finish the season. It was good enough to nearly beat Alabama. Like talent wasn't the issue with LSU. It was all of the dysfunction and theoretically, now the dysfunction is going to go away.
Is it?
And that's why I said theoretically. I mean, I would expect so. If they're hiring Brian Kelly, a top 5 coach in college football, I'm going to expect the dysfunction to go away and those players now to be put in a position to succeed.
Well,
and it not just be a circus like it was under Coach O.
Well, it's hard to expect that because while saying that the only thing that's a question is how Brian Kelly will be a fit.
But I don't think that will rear its ugly head year one if it does rear its ugly head.
Mm-hmm.
Like with Florida and like Billy Napier doesn't like that game. I'm I feel the same about it now as I did before they hired Billy Napier. Like I like Billy Napier. I'm intrigued to see what he does. And when I spoke about what I thought Florida needed, and that's a guy that can recruit and a guy that's going to go in there and change the culture, he checks those 2 boxes in my opinion. So off the cuff, I think it's going to be a good hire for Florida. But in year one, I don't know that he's going to get things turned around quick enough like LSU could potentially do to where it makes me more worried about that football game next year for Tennessee, especially because Tennessee plays Florida at home and then LSU on the road.
I mean, the truth is you're not going to have it's hard to expect a drastic turnaround in year one to meet the expectations of Florida and LSU fans. It's going to take time. Like Josh Heupel did a great job in year one, plus 4 wins. But there's still a lot that needs to be done. There's still work to be done with the culture. There's still work to be done with this roster. There's a lot to be done. I don't know how the players at LSU will react to Brian Kelly. It may be good. It may be bad. You just don't know.
Correct.
We just have no clue. X's and O's wise, yes, he's good. Don't know what type of staff he's going to put together. Like, we got to wait and see there. But based on his past success, it's fair to say, hey, man, he'll be successful at LSU. But, hey, man, it's just different. It's just different when you come down here and there's a certain way that you have to be if you want people to follow you into the fire.
Because it just means more.
If you want people to follow you into the fire and run through a brick wall, there's a certain way you need to move for people to respect you. And I'm just going to wait and see if Brian Kelly is able to do that at LSU. That is my only reservation with Brian Kelly. Only. My biggest problem is with LSU's media department, their graphic design department, putting out that video of Brian Kelly with a terrible green screen in the background. Goodness gracious. Y'all got way too much money, way too many resources. We putting out a video like that. Don't need to hook y'all up with VFL Films to tutor y'all on how to put out a great video, great football content. Do I need to help y'all out?
Yes.
No, I'm not. Good job, LSU. Great video. Looks awesome. Quality is awesome. Great video. Great video. Brian Kelly, man. Those shoes he had on, $350. But man, what high top? What those like high risers? What kind of shoes would Brian Kelly have on? I mean, they look clean except for the bottom sole being about 7 inches tall.
Look at you already breaking in Brian Kelly to the SEC. Already hating on the man. Ain't even coached the game yet.
Hey, man. Shoe game got to improve. Ask Dan Mullen. Shoe game got to improve. Shoe game got to improve.
I don't know. I would argue that coaches who spend more time focused on their shoes don't pan out.
Hey, man. All I know is there's a coach right here in Knoxville that put some thought into his shoe game when he went on a visit.
But see, Heupel's so cool, he didn't have to put thought into his shoe game. It just comes natural, like it does for you or I.
No, I didn't.
Like we know what looks good.
I didn't seen Josh Heupel wear some other shoes that wasn't Jay's, and it looked like he didn't put thought in the shoes at all.
Well, I mean, you wearing those right now? Everybody's got those shoes.
Nah, he wore some Nikes. I've never seen him wear these shoes. You can't wear these shoes as a coach. You got to wear Nike. 865-255-03. These are on clouds, baby. You can't be wearing on clouds around campus. Oh, well, unless you're Rick Barnes. I did see Rick Barnes wear something. Anyways,
Rick don't care.
865-255-03. Hour number 1 is brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Be right back.
If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. IrisNetworksUSA.com.
Hi there, Swain Event family. Are you in the market to purchase a home and a bit freaked out with the market right now? As someone who's been in your spot before, I'm familiar with what's going through your brain. And as a realtor, I've mastered the ins and outs of the buying process. When you work with me, you'll benefit from my experience, and together we'll work toward making sound, smart decisions for your future. And of course, talk a little Vol Sports along the way. Just give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. Hope to hear from you soon.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design. JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done, and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy. Fellas, when it's time to freshen up that wardrobe, there's only one play to make, and that's to go see my friends at Mark Nelson Denim in downtown Knoxville. Find the latest in small batch denim in the heart of Knoxville. Denim isn't all they do, though. Mark Nelson also does custom suiting and blazers. Let your personal style shine with Mark Nelson. If you don't have time to go shopping for yourself but still want that fresh look, then sign up for the NN Society. Let the experts handle the shopping and get $300 worth of merchandise for just $150 every other month. That's 6 times per year to keep you looking styling every day. Let Mark Nelson Denim help you be the best you, because when you look good, you feel good. Go to marknelsondenim.com.
At Iris Networks, we know that business communication solutions are critical to your success. Since 1998, we've been helping businesses in East Tennessee by providing reliable and affordable high-speed fiber internet and voice solutions. That's why Iris Networks is your Tennessee communications partner. With internet speeds up to 100 gigs and work-from-anywhere solutions like mobile apps, video conferencing, and file sharing, we make sure you can stay connected to your customers and great communities we live and work in. Iris Networks, because just like you, Tennessee is our home.
All right, it's time for Around the SEC. Jason Swain, Ben McKee. Follow Ben at Ben McKee 14.
Yeah.
All right.
Follow Swain at Swain Event.
That's it. All right, Ben. What we have for Around the SEC?
A couple different things. The rumors that Brian Kelly was going to make $15 million a year were incorrect.
Who put that out? Was that I think that was that McMurphy who put that out?
I don't know. I don't follow McMurphy.
Let me go check.
It was somebody legit. I know that.
Oh yeah, I know.
But he's gonna make $9 million to start out, and it goes up to $10 million plus incentives over the course of his contract at LSU. Gets an extra $500,000 at the end of each year if he's still employed. Then he gets $500,000 for just making a bowl. Checking, and then with that, it'll essentially be him averaging 10.5 per year. So he starts off at 8.6 and goes up to $9 million by 2025 and 9.6 by 2030 at the end of his contract. But because of silly incentives that LSU added to his deal, like making $500,000 for just going to a bowl game, it bumps up his salary. There's little smart ways for LSU to pay him more. In terms of other SEC news, there were several transfers yet again. Texas, this is outside this is the SEC. Texas wide receiver Alvante Woodard entered the portal. He's a former top 100 recruit, Swain, but he only has 7 career catches. Auburn defensive back Ladarius Tennyson is in the portal. Former 4-star Kentucky linebacker Jared Casey is in the portal.
We good.
Kentucky running back Travis Tisdale is in the portal. Your boy, South Carolina receiver Jakari Caldwell is in the portal. And Arkansas freshman defensive tackle Solomon Wright is in the portal. You had 5 Commodores go into the portal yesterday, in addition to the ones the day prior, most notably Amir Abdur Rahman, receiver that had some catches against Tennessee on Saturday. Auburn backup defensive lineman Caleb Johnson entered the portal. Auburn running back Sean Shivers and wide receiver Elijah Canyon entered the portal. Whole lot of folks entering the portal yesterday as we expected. Some other LSU news. According to Pete Sampson, who covers Notre Dame for The Athletic, Brian Kelly reached out to Notre Dame defensive coordinator Marcus Freeman on Monday in an effort to bring him to Baton Rouge. Kelly would intend to make Freeman the highest paid defensive coordinator in college football. And Marcus Freeman is an up-and-comer. He is somebody who is going to be a head coach in the very near future. Notre Dame could potentially promote him to head coach there in South Bend. I think it's something that the players that they're at Notre Dame would love, according to several reports. So that's something to keep an eye on. That'd be a great move for LSU and Brian Kelly if he can pull that off. And here's some other good news for LSU. Cornerbacks coach Corey Raymond is expected to remain on Brian Kelly's LSU staff, which
he's good,
really good. LSU's corners have not been an issue, and there's also been reports that Kevin Falk, the former LSU great running back, former Tiger Kevin Falk,
former Tiger running back,
former Tiger Kevin Falk could potentially remain on staff. The other noteworthy thing that I've got for you.
I'll tell you right now, Brian Kelly, there's some real dudes right there. Them some real dudes. You better not be talking to those assistant coaches like you got no damn sense.
No.
Because Dan Mullen, used to try to do that stuff at Mississippi State and
did not work.
Deshae Townsend was like, hey man, you better check your tone. You better use your inside voice or you're going to be outside. You better check your tone. You better check your tone. So these coaches coming down here to the South think they're going to talk to anybody any type of way. It's not going to happen.
Not going to work. Kentucky and Mark Stoops have agreed to a new contract extension, and the gist of it is that he is now under contract through 2027. And every time Mark Stoops wins 7 games in a season, his contract will be extended 1 year. And every time Mark Stoops wins 10 games, it'll be extended 2 more years. And with the way Stoops is winning, 6-7 games a year, I think he's going to add a year pretty much every year.
That tells you all you need to know about the expectations of Kentucky football.
They are content. And look, I laugh at their expectations of Kentucky football, but at least they recognize it.
Yeah.
At least they recognize it. Did you agree with the college football playoff rankings last night? 1 through 4. Georgia, Michigan, Alabama, Cincinnati. Oklahoma State 5, Notre Dame 6.
Yep.
Any complaints there?
Nope. I think there's another weekend of potential movement, but I think that's the right 4. I'm pretty sure that Cincinnati would rather play Michigan than playing Georgia first, but
no.
But I mean, they got to beat down Houston in their AAC championship game. That's what they have to do. Now, Alabama has not been playing at a high level, but Alabama has a chance to really be at number 2 if they beat Georgia on Saturday. Michigan had a big win against Ohio State. That's why they're currently number 2, and they play Iowa in the Big Ten championship game. So we'll see how they play. But Cincinnati, I think that's a good place for them at 4. I think that's fair. I can't put them above Alabama. I can't put them above Michigan. 4 is where they belong, and then Oklahoma State is a team on the outside looking in, but they do have an opportunity to beat Baylor in the Big 12 championship and possibly get into the top 4 if somebody slips up. And then Notre
Which
Dame.
somebody probably will.
Yeah, that's usually what happens. And then, poor Notre Dame players, they ain't trying to get into the college football playoff without a coach. They don't even have a coach.
That's wild.
That is so whack. That is so whack that these players have done everything the coach has asked them to do, and they have a chance to get in. They are right there with the opportunity to get in. If they do, it will be without their head coach. That is crazy. I mean, I understand a coach leaving if you fail to, reach expectations, and especially Notre Dame or a place like Alabama, Texas, whatever, you don't get to a big time either bowl game or college football playoff. But to leave even before the story has been told, before you even know 100% that you're not going to be one of those top 4 teams, that is so wild to me. But decorum and how you supposed to do things. You tell the players how to handle themselves with class and integrity. You preach that to the players all the time, but coaches don't do what they tell their players to do.
No. Let me give you these scenarios. Alabama loses. Who you putting in the playoffs?
Oklahoma State if they win.
So it depends on what Oklahoma State does.
Yeah.
I would imagine if Cincy were to lose, same applies.
Yeah, Cincy can't lose. Yep, same applies.
What if Alabama loses to Georgia by a game-winning field goal? Is Alabama still in your top 4? Or does it depend on what Cincinnati does? Would you be willing to leave Alabama in if Cincinnati were to lose?
If Cincinnati lose, I think it just moves up.
Oklahoma State.
Moves up to Oklahoma State, and then move to Notre Dame one game closer. Alabama, even though their schedule is harder than Notre Dame's and harder than Oklahoma State, it's really hard to make a case for them to get in with 2 losses. If you have other teams that are playing really, really well with only 1 loss.
And Alabama really hasn't passed the eye test this year, as wild as that sounds.
Especially in the last couple of games.
The last month, Arkansas. Mm-hmm. Yeah, going back to the Tennessee game, really. Tennessee, LSU, Arkansas, Auburn. They have not really passed the eye test. They passed
the test of being one of the 4 best teams in the country.
Yes, but you couple that eye test with 2 losses, and I don't think that they make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be real curious to see how the playoff shakes out if we just have complete chaos this weekend. Like, what happens if Alabama loses by a field goal to Georgia, Cincinnati loses, and Oklahoma State loses? That will be real interesting. Does Notre Dame get in at that point? Does a 2-loss Alabama team get in at that point? Does Ohio State, who's 7th, do they shoot back up?
This is tough, man, because I said I don't want to watch Notre Dame, be in a college football playoff, but I kind of want to see them in there without a coach.
I kind of do now.
I want to see them in there without a coach, man. See how that's going to work.
And here's my thing with that conversation. I get it and I agree with you, but like, if they're a 1-loss team and that situation breaks out, I realize that most people don't want to see them, but they deserve to be in, regardless of whether people want to see them or not. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Dennis Dodd said that about him making $15 million.
Good for Dennis.
Yeah, Dennis Dodd said that about Kelly making $15 million, which was, whoever said it was wrong. It was wrong. J.D. Vol says, y'all know Heupel has those white New Balances on when he's grilling out. Oh, yeah.
Heupel has swag, man.
This is what Heupel cares about. Football. Aces and O's.
Ball.
That's it.
Just ball.
That's it. And Heupel went on the Eric Ainge show and basically said, for himself, that he's happy where he is. And listen, every coach says that before they leave, but we told you on Monday and kind of spelled it out that if Heupel is leaving, it ain't to Oklahoma. It is not to Oklahoma. So people were trying to put two and two together just because he played there. But, guys, that relationship is not healthy. It's the reason why I went into detail of why it's not healthy.
I heard Heupel's Catholic, though.
Yeah. Whatever. Well, that's why I tweeted what I tweeted at the beginning when Lincoln Riley went to USC, and I tweeted a GIF or GIF of Eddie Murphy sitting down, sipping on his drink, relaxing, not worried. It's the reason why I did that. Never worried about Josh Heupel going to Oklahoma because I know the backstory. And tried to share that with y'all without too many details, but glad that Josh Heupel, came out and said what he said. He was never leaving. He was never leaving. So let's ride. Let's ride. Let's ride. No, you can't negative recruit Tennessee about him going to Oklahoma. Because that looks like that's going to be Brent Venables or something. So let's ride. 865-255-03. Be right back.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at GarzaLaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Litter is a big problem in Tennessee, but together we can do big things. We can make our cities, our waterways, our roads cleaner and safer. The Tennessee Department of Transportation is committed to reducing litter in our communities, but we need your help to do it. There are over 100 million pieces of litter in our roads at any given time, and it costs TDOT about $19 million a year just to clean it up. The first step to keeping Tennessee beautiful is to rally behind these three simple words. Nobody trashes Tennessee. Join the Nobody Trashes Tennessee movement at NobodyTrashesTennessee.com. JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799. Hey, it's Men's Health Month, so make sure to get all your levels tested with a comprehensive annual health assessment at Low T Center. They exclusively specialize in men's wellness. Low T Center now offers monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatments for just $155 a month, self-pay, or is covered by most health insurance. And they ship directly to your home. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Don't remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy. Attaboy is brought to you by Made in Tennessee Business Fiber Internet from Iris Networks. Find business solutions for you at irisnetworksusa.com.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, bringing you Attaboy here at the program where we highlight positivity and good stories. And we have one for you today. Well, Ben has one for you today. Where you going, Ben? What's yours?
Meant to mention this yesterday, but Jalen Wright, Tennessee's freshman running back, gets an attaboy because he was the SEC Freshman of the Week after rushing for a game-high and career-high 112 yards on 15 carries against Vanderbilt on Saturday. Also rushed for a touchdown and did a really good job stepping up in an injured backfield, averaging 7.5 yards per carry, while 46 of his rushing yards came after contact. Was part of a Tennessee ground attack that finished with 285 rushing yards, 100 yards above what Vanderbilt came into the game allowing per game. Had a 10-yard rushing touchdown in the fourth quarter. And in the entire month of November, Jalen Wright led all SEC freshmen in rushing yards per game and total rushing yards. So, attaboy to Jalen Wright.
Big time. Big time right there. How about this, man? An innocent man who served 43 years in prison for a crime he did not commit was released from the Missouri Penitentiary. Kevin Strickland was freed after being sent to prison in 1979. A GoFundMe campaign was launched, and it raised $1.65 million to try to help. Listen, there's not amount of money. There's not enough amount of money that can repay someone for losing time. You can't buy years that he lost because he was wrongfully accused of a crime he did not commit. But it just shows that, and a reminder that there are good folks out here that don't have to know you. Tell me if I'm true on this one, man. There's folks on Twitter that you don't know that love you and care about you and do more for you and say things that lift you up. Sometimes in the people that you know, it's in your corner, it's supposed to be in your corner. And things like this just remind you that they are a lot of people that, man, they just want to do good things for other people. They don't have to know you to do that. They don't have to know you. They're just doing it because it's the right thing to do. So this is a sad but feel good attaboy that thousands of people that did not know Kevin Strickland said, hey, man, he was done wrong, and we're going to try to do what we can to help. Raise $1.6 million. Decades of this innocence. 865-255-03. Hour 2 is coming up around the corner. Hour number 1 was brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. HappyHiller.com. Ben McKee, Jason Swain. Stay with us. Be right back.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
Good morning, Swain Event family. Several of you, like Ben McKee, have reached out to me for real estate assistance this year, and I want to say thank you. I appreciate your trust in me to ask questions and help you navigate the real estate world.
That's right, Jennifer. Buying a home is a scary process, especially for a first-time home buyer. Jennifer recently helped my wife and I buy our first home and made the entire process seamless. Her willingness to go above and beyond is what sets her apart.
As always, feel free to give me a call. Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done, and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Touchdown or turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Touchdown turnover back by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, place where you belong. Better rates and better service. ATFCU.com. Ben McKee, Jason Swain, live here from the Low T Center studio. Touchdown turnover, Ben. Justin Powell should get more minutes than starter Victor Bailey Jr. Last night, Justin Powell had 21 minutes, and Victor Bailey Jr. had 18 minutes. That should be the norm moving forward. Should Powell get more minutes than Bailey? Touchdown, turnover.
Touchdown. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Easy touchdown. Now, you say starter Victor Bailey Jr. I don't think that's permanent. Obviously, somebody has to start in place of Josiah Jordan-James. And then Justin Powell missed Friday's game against Tennessee Tech because he was battling flu-like symptoms. And Powell had started the game before, which was, I believe, the North Carolina game. And I'm guessing, I don't know, but I'm guessing that he did not start against Presbyterian last night because he had missed the last game. But I think you'll see Powell go back into the starting lineup if Josiah does not come back, or until Josiah does come back. Barnes said last night that they do not expect Josiah to have surgery at this point, and he's still day-to-day. So that was a positive update from Rick Barnes, that Josiah will not have to have surgery on his finger where he has torn ligaments.
That means it's still bad, and they're still bad that it's considered.
Yes, but
it's good that he's playing because he can help you in other ways.
Right. But I think you'll see Justin Powell play more and more, especially as the season goes on. I did think he had a cool response last night when he was asked about coming off the bench and trying to get into a rhythm, and he said he was unfazed by it. Somebody's got to do it, so why not me? And he has confidence in all of his guys to go in and get the job done. Said they have plenty of guys who can get the job done, so he's just worried about his role. And he also talked about, hey, I could have gone anywhere and played 30 minutes, been promised 30 minutes, but that's not why. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to come to Tennessee because I wasn't being promised anything. I wanted to earn everything that I get. So it's really cool to see Justin Powell's mindset. But I 1,000% think that Justin Powell, his minutes should go up, and he should definitely be playing more than Victor Bailey Jr.
Yeah, your tweet was on Justin Powell having to earn minutes. It's great. I love it. I wasn't promised anything. That's why I came here. I could have gone somewhere and played 30 minutes, but I wanted to come here and earn it. We just don't hear that a lot in today's athletics. We certainly don't hear it in football.
Nope.
And basketball, we haven't heard that in a very long time either. I don't remember the last time I did hear that, but that's why Justin Powell, or guys like Justin Powell, gravitate towards coaches like Rick Barnes. This is a prime example about fits for coaches at certain schools, also fits for players under certain coaches and inside certain cultures. Justin Powell's a good player. Good players really fit anywhere. Justin Powell would fit anywhere. But he just wasn't happy at Auburn, did not fit Auburn, did not fit what Bruce Pearl and company were doing. Not to say that Bruce Pearl is doing something wrong, because obviously he took his team to the Final Four. We've seen his success up close and personal when he was a coach here, but it's not for Justin Powell. But to hear him say, hey, man, I don't want anything handed to me. I don't want anything promised to me. I want to earn it. I want to earn it. Because when it all shakes out, when he is a junior, then these lessons, this season of his basketball career, is going to help him in his next season. When he gets older, these lessons that he's learning right now about competing, about being patient, about not being complacent, about each day having to wake up and either be the lion or the gazelle. That's what makes you better. And he's going to be better for it. You just don't see it a lot, man. You just don't see it a lot. Well, I'm going touchdown. I mean, the boy was 5 for 3.
He provides instant offense. Woo. And I love Victor Bailey Jr. and his personality. He's a great kid, and his teammates love him, but he can be frustrating to watch at times. Last night was good Victor Bailey Jr., but that's the first time we've gotten good Victor Bailey Jr. this season. And you can usually tell early whether it's going to be a good night for VJ or a bad night for VJ. And last night he hit a couple shots early. You knew it was going to be a good night. But when his shots aren't falling, I mean, he's almost unplayable until he picks it up on the defensive end, until he contributes more than just jacking up shots. And sometimes it's not even jacking up good shots. It's jacking up bad shots. And until he completely eliminates that and picks it up on the defensive end, I think Justin Powell's going to beat him out for minutes.
Yep. Yep. Other McKee says, did y'all see Candace Parker's comments on being left off the Olympic team? Oh, yeah. During the break, I was listening to some of it. But I appreciate Candace Parker's candor. And that's why she is one of the best at what she does. And USA basketball looks bad. Looks really bad. You want to play the best players, or you want to get political? Now, 1992 did the same thing to Isaiah Thomas, who was one of the best players in the league. But Isaiah Thomas was a little rough around the edges on the basketball court. And there's a lot of guys on that basketball team that necessarily didn't like Isaiah Thomas because of his way of playing with the bad boys in Detroit. They was knocking folks out the air. This is different, though. Like, folks don't have that energy towards Candace Parker. That's just Gino, who's a hater. So, yes, I did watch some, and we'll continue to watch the rest of it during the course of the show during our breaks. Coach Voss has heard the hype and rumors with Georgia Tech transfer Jahmyr Gibbs. But what about other transfers could you see us having a chance with? That's a hard question, to be honest. There's so many guys in the transfer portal, and there's so many other guys that will enter the portal. There's other players that have not entered the portal yet that I'm sure Tennessee will have a chance with. But for Jahmyr Gibbs, I mean, Alabama, Ohio State, those are the two teams, if you're Tennessee, you have to worry about there. There's some connections with this staff to the people around Gibbs, and Tennessee will try to use that to get him. He is an instant upgrade to the roster. He's the type of player that you have to add if you can. He can affect you in 2 or 3 phases of the football game. Put him in space in this offense, whew, it's fun.
I told you earlier in the show off the air during a break, I think it was our first break before around the SEC, you and I were talking about Jahmyr Gibbs, and he can be Tennessee's Kenneth Walker Jr. He can be at Tennessee what Kenneth Walker Jr. was at Michigan State this year after he transferred from Wake Forest. Then, look, I realize that it's a lot to say that a guy can come in and be a Heisman front runner at one point. I realize that, but, I mean, he can put up that type of production in this offense. I'm a big fan of Jabari Small, but there's an opportunity to come in and take some carries. I mean, Jabari Small is a good running back, but I don't think he's a guy that you're just going to ride into the season with just him. You want him to have somebody to form a 1-2 punch with, and it's just the state of the running back in football right now, both at the college level and the NFL level. You want more than one back. The days of one back carrying the load are over. The days of going from, what was it, Arian Foster to Montario Hardesty, and just kind of from one back to one back to one back. Like,
I mean, even then, we was riding with 2.
Right.
I mean,
those days are over, though.
The days of Leonard Fournette getting 30 carries in a game, consistently, those days are over.
Correct.
Now, Kenneth Walker Jr. had a 30-carry game not too long ago, but still, like, you got to have multiple backs. I mean, if you are Jabari Small, you want good help. You don't want the entire load, because
especially after what you put your shoulder through this year.
Correct. You're playing a significant amount of snaps as it is. You don't want that wear and tear. So you want that competition, man. Like Kamara and Hurd, those guys made each other better.
No, I just think Gibbs in this offense, as you mentioned, all that space to work with, and Hooker taking pressure off of him, passing game taking pressure off of him. Man, he could rack up some serious stats.
Yeah, but does he want to play for a national championship right now? Does he want that big stage? That's the question.
He'd be in the SEC, Swain, competing for a national championship, playing on the biggest stage.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Man, poor guy had to play at Georgia Tech and take L's week after week after week. It was really the only bright spot on the offense.
Look, I know one thing. It appears that I was wrong about Jeff Collins, because it does not appear to be trending in the correct direction there. And I hate that it's not really working out for Jeff Collins just yet. Maybe it will.
It's a hard job, man.
But it is a hard job. It is a very, very hard job. You're in the SEC footprint, but I also feel like there's plenty of good enough football players in the Atlanta area and throughout the state of Georgia to where you should still be able to overcome being in the SEC footprint and get enough guys there. But he is Atlanta kind of through and through, and he's got a fun personality. I hope he can get it going there. I thought he was a not necessarily a sure thing, but about as close to a sure thing as you can get when he took over that job, and just kind of the energy that he injected into the program in his first year. I thought he was going to have Georgia Tech not rolling in terms of winning championships, but by Georgia Tech standards, I thought it would be rolling.
Yeah, I mean, he's been there 3 years, and that's the time when you start asking questions. He did have to take a roster that was
triple option roster,
built around a triple option philosophy, and then revamp the entire offense. But it's year 3, and they had the second worst offense in the ACC. They also had the worst passing defense in the conference. So the triple option personnel on offense does not explain why the defense is so bad at pass defense. So he is going to have to make some changes to his staff, which he has already done that, and the pressure will be on for Jeff Collins. It really will be. It's hard. It's a hard job, man. You got to think about the academic requirements too to get into Georgia Tech. Mm-hmm. It's different. It is different. I like him. I hope that it works out. But this is a big business. He's getting paid $3 million a year, and you can't be getting paid that money and only be 9-25 in 3 years. Like that's not gonna work. They have not finished above 500. That is not going to work at all.
And I believe
1, 2, 3, 6 straight losses for Georgia Tech.
And aren't there a couple of blowout losses in there?
Oh, dude, 55-0 Notre Dame, 45-0 Georgia. I mean, those two games right there is 100-0.
Ugh.
And then you lost Pitt 52-21. Now you did fight there against Clemson when Clemson was struggling early in the season, but you lost to Northern Illinois to start the season. Like, you can't have losses like that. And then you lost to Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech just got a new coach and fired their coach because they were unhappy. So those are losses that look really, really bad for Jeff Collins. Hour 2 is brought to you by Action 247, Tennessee's only legal sports book. Follow them on Twitter at TNAction247. Today is the first day of December, which means at Action 247, everyone gets a free $10 bet today. Just because. Free $10 bet today, Action 247. Use the promo code Swain Event for 100% match on your first deposit up to $400. Ben McKee, Jason Swain, be right back.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain Event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
Fellas, when it's time to freshen up that wardrobe, there's only one play to make, and that's to go see my friends at Mark Nelson Denim in downtown Knoxville. Find the latest in small batch denim in the heart of Knoxville. Denim isn't all they do though. Mark Nelson also does custom suiting and blazers. Let your personal style shine with Mark Nelson. If you don't have time to go shopping for yourself but still want that fresh look, then sign up for the NN Society. Let the experts handle the shopping and get $300 worth of merchandise for just $150 every other month. That's 6 times per year to keep you looking styling every day. Let Mark Nelson Denim help you be the best you, because when you look good, you feel good. Go to marknelsondenim.com. Litter is a big problem in Tennessee, but together we can do big things. We can make our cities, our waterways, our roads cleaner and safer. The Tennessee Department of Transportation is committed to reducing litter in our communities, but we need your help to do it. There are over 100 million pieces of litter in our roads at any given time, and it costs TDOT about $19 million a year just to clean it up. The first step to keeping Tennessee beautiful is to rally behind these 3 simple words. Nobody trashes Tennessee. Join the Nobody Trashes Tennessee movement at nobodytrashestennessee.com.
Voted Best Barbecue in City View Magazine and a top 100 barbecue restaurant in the country, Dead End is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering and local delivery with Valet Gourmet. That's right, you can have Dead End brought to you. Can't think of the spread for your next event? Get Dead End to cater it. Check them out online, deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work from anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses.
It's Red Plastic Cop with some big news for you movie-making, content-creating video superstars.
Show your mad skills.
And create a video of why it's so important to keep Tennessee litter-free. It's the TSSAA No Trash November Student Video Contest.
Sponsored by Nobody Trashes Tennessee.
Go to nobodytrashestennessee.com/TSSAA for details. High school and middle school students can submit their video and receive scholarships and prizes provided by TSSAA. Word, peace out. Is that still a thing? Am I being too cool for the school kids? Just asking.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain Event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
Ain't nothing like some nice, black, hot coffee on a December morning. Nothing like it. Nothing like it. Thank you for making the Swain Event part of your morning. Josh Heupel making it official that he ain't going anywhere. There's no reason to really freak out, even though you do have to understand where Tennessee fans coming from as far as experience and the history and this happening to us in 2009 with Lane Kiffin. But y'all, Heupel wants to be here, and there's a unbelievable opportunity for him. Construction has already started there and in the stadium. Oh man, I can't wait to see what the final product is going to be. But Josh Heupel is recruiting his butt off right now. He's recruiting his butt off. It certainly needs to improve. to be successful in this conference, you have to try to out-recruit yourself every single day, every single year. Recruit to replace. That is the name of the game. But not for 1 second was I worried Josh Heupel was going to Oklahoma. Not 1 second. Who transferred from Oklahoma today?
I don't know.
Wow. The same thing that's happening in Oklahoma, we've been there. Having a coach pull all your recruits and your players to the new school. We've been there. We've seen it. That's the case there at USC in Oklahoma. We've been there. We've seen it. So good luck, Oklahoma.
I'm real interested to see who they hire. Mentioned that yesterday.
Looks like it's going to be Brent Venables, unless something crazy happens. He coached there before, and he was waiting on the right opportunity. I don't know how, if it's going to be any better than in Oklahoma for Venables. I mean, this is a job you take. You got to take this one, Venables. I don't know how long you want to sit there and stay at Clemson. You have reached the top of the mountain. There's only one way to go. I also heard that Tony Elliott, this may be his last year. So looks like looks like Dabo may lose both of his coordinators in one season. We'll see.
I thought it was interesting that Austin mentioned maybe Tony Elliott jumps to Duke yesterday when he was with us, and in my head I couldn't help but think, oh, so you gonna jump for that job, but you weren't willing to jump for this job?
Things are different. Staff dynamics are different. Staff dynamics are different, man.
What you mean?
Dabo chemistry with his staff was a lot better than it is right now. His stubbornness at times has rubbed people the wrong way. Also, we've seen his stubbornness affect the talent on his roster when he had players leaving due to the transfer portal, and he didn't want to participate, didn't want to bring anybody in. And you see how that's affected him, even though they finished strong this year. If Tony Elliott leaves to go to Duke or leaves to go somewhere else that is not as a good job as Tennessee, that's going to tell you all you need to know about Dabo's coaching dynamic there. So that's what I mean.
Yeah, that makes sense. I thought you were referencing coaching dynamic here at Tennessee.
No. I think Tony Elliott made a mistake by not leaving when he could have last year to take Tennessee job
or the other jobs in the past.
Yeah, it worked out for us because we got Josh Heupel, but people change, man. People change.
I'll tell you the one that
I think Dabo's changed a little bit.
Yes, and he's going to have to reinvent himself.
Mm-hmm.
Like Austin said yesterday, it has become stale at Clemson.
Yep.
Which is crazy because, like LSU, I mean, they were, won a national championship 3 years ago? I think it was 18.
It's Clemson?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they beat Bama in 18, right? Well, that was the Trevor Lawrence game. Yeah. Trevor Lawrence was freshman then.
Yep.
I'll be curious to see how old Brent Pry works at Penn State or at Virginia Tech coming from Penn State. I have no earthly idea about Brent Pry and how that may work. I just think it's real interesting that they didn't try to make a run at Jamie Chadwell or Hugh Freeze.
You better be looking at Tim Banks and seeing if Tim Banks may go back to Penn State to be the DC. That's something to keep an eye on.
But why?
I don't know. I mean,
wouldn't that be a lateral move?
I think it would be.
Or maybe even a step down.
I think it would be. I think it would be a lateral move, but he's a guy that values being happy and working with good folks, and he worked with James Franklin, and he was comfortable there. Obviously, he's here right now, and we gave him his first opportunity to be a defensive coordinator. But listen, man, he's a good coach, and he's going to be in demand. So you just better embrace it and get used to it. He did a great job as a defensive coordinator at Tennessee, and people have recognized that. That's why he's on award lists. That's why he's on AD's list to be a head coach. It is why, if I'm James Franklin, I reach back out to him for him to be my DC. But Tim Banks is going to be in high demand. And if you're Josh Heupel, man, that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. Because now you can attract other good coaches too. So that's how I look at it. But Penn State now is looking for a defensive coordinator because Brent Pry, who was a DC at Penn State, is going to Virginia Tech. There's some ties there, but that one right there, I wonder how the Virginia Tech fans feel about that one.
I don't see that as a hire that gets people excited, but maybe that's a good thing. I've gotten to the point now to where if the majority of people don't like a hire, then I think it's going to be good. If the majority of people love a hire, then it's not going to work out. I just remember there's so much groupthink nowadays.
Yeah, I remember the response when Josh Heupel was hired, and folks got caught up on this name stuff.
Nobody knew who he was, so folks were down on it. It wasn't the sexy hire, and how sexy was this football season? How sexy were all those points that Heupel was putting up?
It's about fits.
Yep,
it's about fits, and he's a great fit, and it helps too that he got the big turnaround that he's had offensively. And shoot, even defensively. I mean, they've done more defensively this year than they did last year. All right, let's go to the phones. 865-255-03 is our number to the Iris Networks hotline.
Let's get to Tremel.
Tremel, good morning.
What up, fella?
What's up, sir?
What it do, baby?
Ain't talk to y'all in a minute. But yeah, so I mean, I guess that's why talking about these coaches and what I'm saying, what's happening, you called it a long time ago, Swain.
What's that?
You said this NIL was gonna, weed out the real between the fake, and the real gonna recognize the real. Like, I've been paying attention to that all year. Like, that's been my motto about it. Like, I'm gonna see who's gonna be real or not. And you can start seeing all this fakeness starting to happen. That's what we seeing.
That's right.
That's what's happening with Dabo and old Dan Mullen down there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Things changed real quick for those dudes, didn't it?
Man, what?
Real quick.
Man. I'm talking about, like, I've not seen, like, you can see how stale Clemson has got. Like, you can like feel it though. You can like feel, like, you know what I'm saying? You can feel how, like, when somebody said that, whoever said it was stale, you can kind of feel it, right? Like, you can feel it. Like, I watched the Clemson game, I'm like, dang, these guys are not running around and doing like they used to, like, at all. I mean, I know, of course, they're not playing for anything, but still, yeah, man. That's what I'm starting to see around the league, man. And it's just, I don't know, it's kind of cool just to sit back and, you know what I'm saying, rub your hands like Birdman and watch everybody struggle. Watch Oklahoma fans, boy. Whew.
I'm sitting back chilling. I'm not even, Birdman was standing up, rubbing his hands together. I'm sitting down, laid back, tea in my hand with a umbrella in my straw. I'm gonna go Big Shot Rob, man. We're gonna have a Long Island tea.
With pinky up?
With my pinky up, man. Big Shot was drinking them Long Island teas at that end. I'm gonna go Long Island tea with the umbrella in it. Laid back, chilling, watching all this stuff unfold.
Man, it's so awesome just to be able to see. Because I mean, like you said, I knew the bad blood and stuff too. And man, how people didn't know about Josh Heupel? I mean, his AD only was saying that they was the national champions and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? How did you not know about that? You know
we do have a national championship duo.
Yeah, I mean
Heupel didn't win it.
We do have a national championship duo. Heupel won it as a player. And then Danny White wanted as AD. How about that? We do have a duo. Don't you dare correct me, Ben. We have a duo, championship
one
duo.
Question. I asked y'all this on the text box, just real quick. So, big need in the transfer portal to kind of, replace right now, and who
big
we
needs.
go after. Yeah, like at position. Like, what do y'all think are the
Every
positions
position.
that we go in?
Everywhere.
Every position.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah,
Even
I
kicker.
understand that we do need everywhere. So we finna
That's
have
the
a
answer.
whole roster overhaul.
You need help
'Cause,
everywhere.
y'all said, going off from yesterday, y'all said y'all like a couple players returning on the line. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really know about the linebackers. I think we can, hate it and all, but I think we can replace all of them if we can.
You could do worse at linebacker, but you could certainly afford to add somebody.
Right. Of course, cornerback.
Please, Lord.
Offensive line for sure.
Safeties. Safeties.
That's why Tennessee getting them.
You gotta get Martinez something to work with, huh?
Yes.
Everywhere. That's why we're saying everywhere.
Okay, then I preface that question better then. So we're going more after transfer guys or high school guys this year?
Well, if you want to bridge the gap, you better go find somebody that you think can play from the transfer portal, because I don't think it's a very smart game plan to rely on a freshman.
Because don't we got a bunch of kids already, like, you know what I'm saying, submitted, and, you know what I'm saying, how do you balance that? Can you bring in more kids? Or, like, I know you used to be able to bring, in 5 extra kids, and then they go against your recruiting, I don't know. Y'all know they used to do it like that? Like, you could bring in, 5 extra kids, and then they'll go against your recruit next year?
Yeah.
Like Can you still do that?
Dude.
No.
Okay. I didn't think so. Because I ain't missing anybody do it.
Now, transfers can count towards the next season. That's where now that's how it's changed.
So you can sign a bunch of, so you can sign all your high school kids, then get a whole bunch of dudes in the transfer portal and go. Okay.
But then you won't be able to sign a lot of high school guys the next year.
But you got to be. It's got to be almost. Nothing's a sure thing, but you got to kind of, you know what I'm saying.
That's be strategic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
This is why you have staff meetings and meet for hours and hours and hours, even when you don't have games. I mean, this is why you are in the recruiting room. There's a room there's a staff room just for recruiting. It's different than the other room. They got 2 or 3 staff rooms. One is just for recruiting. This is why you sit around the table in the recruiting war room and you figure this out. And you have the whole wall. All 4 walls in the recruiting room is nothing but dry erase board, because you are, plotting and planning and trying to figure out, okay, what's the right fit here? Who's the right fit? Do we go high school? Do we go transfer portal? How many years does he have? This is why you have all this space. Mm-hmm.
This like building your roster on Madden, ain't it, Ben?
Yep.
It's fun.
as the great philosopher Rick Ross once said, you stay scheming.
You do.
Hey.
You wasn't with me shooting in the gym?
Man. I'm enjoying this too, man. Y'all have a good one. It's good talking to y'all always, man. I'm just sitting back and just gonna watch who we bring in, and just, this is fun. This is really fun. Just sit back and watch my team. The season was fun. Can't wait to see what bowl game we play in, because I'm definitely hobbling me and my family to this bowl game.
You still hurt?
Wherever it's at. And hopefully see y'all there if y'all there.
How you still hurt? You need some glucosamine or something.
What?
Glucosamine.
What is that?
You will know soon. It's for your joints. It helps repair ligaments and cartilage and all that good stuff. Folks,
New glucosamine.
Yeah, glucosamine.
Glucosamine. Spell that for me.
I can't spell it.
I can't either.
I don't need to spell it. All I know is when I see it at the store, I know what it is, and you pick it up and you take it. I don't take it. I used to, though.
Tennessee could use a right tackle. Tennessee could use a safety, and I'm speaking in regards to the transfer portal, guys that can come in and help right away.
Yeah, they need everything.
They need a pass rusher. They need another corner.
They need multiple.
They need a linebacker.
They need multiple corners.
Oh, you got Warren Burrell coming back.
You need multiple corners.
You got Brandon Turnage and Kamal
You need
Hadden.
multiple corners.
Yes. Yes.
You need everything.
Folks spelled glucosamine for you on the text box, FYI. You could add another running back.
I don't care about how to spell it.
You should. One day you're going to have to.
No, I'm not going to be the speller bee. I just need to know what it is and get it and take it.
If Hendon leaves, you need a quarterback.
You need a quarterback regardless.
Not if Joe stays. You're not going to be able to go out and get a transfer quarterback when you already have a starting quarterback. Okay. So you better be happy with Taven Jackson, Joe Milton, and add another freshman quarterback. Yeah, you're not going to go out and get a worthy transfer out of the portal.
Man, I would love to see us be able to bring in 2 freshman quarterbacks.
I will. Well, that's a different car. I'm speaking strictly about the transfer portal. I'm speaking strictly with the transfer portal. If Hendon stays, you're not going to add somebody from the transfer portal at quarterback.
Maybe not. But you're going to need more than just 2 quarterbacks on your roster.
Well, you need to, but in today's day and age of college football, it doesn't work like that anymore.
You're going to need more than 2.
Rarely does it work like that.
You're going to need more than 2.
I mean, I agree with you. But quarterbacks don't stick around anymore.
I understand that. I'm not disagreeing with you. But you're going to need to bring in a quarterback regardless of Hendon leaving or staying. That's my point. Because you need more than 2 quarterbacks. And right now, you have 2 quarterbacks. You need more bodies. And I don't know how you figure it out.
Are you saying 2 behind Hendon?
Yeah, you need 2 quarterbacks behind Hendon. Not a walk-on.
Well, right now they're on pace to have 2 quarterbacks behind Hendon with old Joe and Taven Jackson.
That would be ideal if Joe wants to be the backup again.
Yeah,
and then you have freshman Taven Jackson. I mean,
yeah.
But
how
much stock you putting into that actually happen?
I think it's more likely than you would think off the cuff, because what is Joe going to do?
Go somewhere else and play.
He can't. He's already transferred once. And
he can go somewhere and sit out.
But is he going to do that as this late in his career?
I don't know.
I mean, if now he can transfer down and play right away.
But he wants to play.
Is that something that Joe wants to do?
He's not playing over Hendon, so I don't know what he's gonna do.
Well, but here's the options that I see for Joe: transfer down and play right away, or take advantage of the free COVID year, sit behind Hendon for one more year, and bank on yourself and try to take advantage of that 1 year of free eligibility after Hendon leaves. Sit behind.
A lot of different options.
It's transfer down or sit behind Hendon for one more year. And if I was Joe, I would sit behind Hendon for one more year and bank on myself for 2023 after Hendon leaves. That's what I would do. I would rather do that than transfer down.
A lot of different options for Joe. Don't know what he's going to do, but
I'm real interested to see what he does, because it's not cut and dry like you think it would be.
There's only one option for him to exhaust, and that is to get better.
That would help.
That's what he needs to focus on. It doesn't matter if it's here, if it's there. It doesn't matter.
I was feeling good about him getting better too, and then he wanted to go out there.
I don't know what he's doing on that
and
phone.
hold the football like he did.
I don't know what he was thinking.
Joe, what are you doing?
I don't know what he was thinking.
He wasn't thinking. That's what.
I don't know what was going on with Joe on that play. Come on, man. You're killing me. 865-255-03, hour 2, brought to you by Action 247, Tennessee's only legal sports book. It's local, too. New customers only can benefit from the promo going on right now. Use the promo code Swain Event. Get 100% match on your first deposit up to $400. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain Event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
Fellas, when it's time to freshen up that wardrobe, there's only one play to make, and that's to go see my friends at Mark Nelson Denim in downtown Knoxville. Find the latest in small batch denim in the heart of Knoxville. Denim isn't all they do, though. Mark Nelson also does custom suiting and blazers. Let your personal style shine with Mark Nelson. If you don't have time to go shopping for yourself but still want that fresh look, then sign up for the NN Society. Let the experts handle the shopping and get $300 worth of merchandise for just $150 every other month. That's 6 times per year to keep you looking styling every day. Let Mark Nelson Denim help you be the best you, because when you look good, you feel good. Go to marknelsondenim.com. Litter is a big problem in Tennessee, but together we can do big things. We can make our cities, our waterways, our roads cleaner and safer. The Tennessee Department of Transportation is committed to reducing litter in our communities, but we need your help to do it. There are over 100 million pieces of litter in our roads at any given time, and it costs TDOT about $19 million a year just to clean it up. The first step to keeping Tennessee beautiful is to rally behind these 3 simple words. Nobody trashes Tennessee. Join the Nobody Trashes Tennessee movement at nobodytrashestennessee.com.
Voted Best Barbecue in City View Magazine and a top 100 barbecue restaurant in the country, Dead End is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering and local delivery with Valet Gourmet. That's right, you can have Dead End brought to you. Can't think of the spread for your next event? Get Dead End to cater it. Check them out online, deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work from anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain Event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
Let's get to the phones and get to Rev on the Iris Networks hotline. High quality fiber internet and voice. 90 days, no payment for business internet. Rev, good morning.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, Rev, man? Good to hear from you.
Oh yeah, man, out here wheeling and dealing, man. You know, trying to make a buck.
Let me hold something, Rev.
Man, if I could give you anything to hold, I would, Blaine. I would.
I appreciate it. That's the answer right there, man. I ain't got it, man. You got it. That's what you got to say. I ain't got it.
I'll be honest with you, I don't know who's got it. It's close to Christmas.
I know that's
They're
right.
spending money on their kids.
I know that's right.
this transfer portal, Swain, I know it's a little early, but from what I've been reading, why isn't this, I guess, Josh Heupel and company making a harder push toward better talent in terms of the Oklahoma wide receivers? They don't know if they're going to kick the rocks in that yet, but how long until it's too late to kick the rocks on you? Does that make sense to you? Like if this staff waits around, it's going to be too late to get in the race. And we need talent at wide receiver.
What makes you think they're waiting around?
Just from the way that some things were said on Volk West the other night, that they didn't know whether the staff was going to kick the rocks on wide receiver like Jaden Hazelwood. And last night rumors were swirling that Mims, the star wide receiver of Oklahoma, is going to transfer as well. And it's just, I don't know. It feels like the staff is maybe working behind the scenes a little bit in a way, but face to face, it feels like they're not putting much effort in the transfer portal as much as they are in a younger talent coming in to build their culture, which, if that's the case, that means they're, I don't know, I'm aggravated a little bit, I guess.
Listen.
What you aggravated about?
I got you, Ben. Rev, you sitting down?
I'm driving, Swain.
You driving? Okay, I didn't know if you was off today or what.
Where are you driving today, Rev?
I'm in the armpit of America up here in Dayton, Ohio.
Okay. Is the sun shining? Probably not.
No. No, it's raining.
Let me educate you right quick.
Please.
Let me educate you. And while educating you, this goes to other folks too. I'm gonna spill a little game for you. How this stuff works. Just because a site, in this instance is VolQuest, says that they don't know, doesn't mean that it's not happening. It just means they ain't gonna talk about it. And they don't know. They could know and not be at liberty to talk about it. Or they could not know at all because the coaches are moving in a certain way and does not want anybody to know. Listen, I know for a fact that Tennessee, that there's players that want to look at Tennessee. That's not even in the portal. There's some things that is not made for the public. Rev, like someone on Twitter yesterday was like, what is Danny White doing with the NIL? Guys, we are not getting in that on here. Like, you do not need specifics about how the NIL stuff is being handled. Like, that's not for public. Just know that there's a plan in place. Tennessee can't do deals, but there's a plan in place. There's people that have come together to make sure that Tennessee is a big-time player in the NIL arena. Tennessee Prime is in the NIL arena. So I'm not just saying this just to say it. I see it. So don't get too caught up, Rev, when you see a report that says that they don't know if Tennessee is going to be a player here because it's still early. And sometimes putting information out hurts the school's chances to get that player. Ben and I talked about this yesterday. Well, Ben was like, man, I hate that, Jahmyr Gibbs, him transferring and what he did at Georgia Tech is so public because now it's gonna raise the attention of other schools. You kind of wanted to sneak and get him. That's what you wanted to do. So sometimes you don't need attention to be put on a certain situation. It hurts you. And some of our fans need to understand that. Sometimes it's best for stuff to not get out. Sometimes the coaches just want to work in silence. Because if you don't, all you are doing is alerting and alarming your competitors. Oh, Tennessee looking at that player? Oh, Tennessee talking to that player? Oh, we're going to talk to him too then. So take that stuff with a grain of salt in these particular cases. In these cases, when it comes to recruiting, sometimes it's best for it to be silent and let the guys work. So That's your lesson for today. On that.
Note taken.
Yeah. Just they know they gotta get better with the roster. And they're going to do that. Now, it will be great if we can go out and get the best of the best in the portal. Don't get me wrong, but
I just want one, Swain.
Huh?
I just want one big time portal guy. Just one.
It just started.
It's early, Rev. It's early. It's early. You
I want it now.
don't open Christmas presents the day after Thanksgiving, do you?
No, but I have a birthday December 18th, man. I sure opened them. Wanted to open them early, never could. I had to just stare at the Christmas present on the tree. I never even had a birthday party growing because it was so close to Christmas. Mom was like, nope, because just pick a present out from under the tree, and it can't be that one, or that one.
Hey,
like, what the heck?
Be patient, Rev. Be patient. Rev over here trying to open up Christmas presents, the day after Thanksgiving. He don't even want the leftovers. He just want to open presents. Just relax, Rev. It just started. The transfer portal will continue to fill up. Things will get clear with guys that may want to stay or may want to leave. It will clear up, and then you have a better idea of who you want to go after, who you don't want to go after, who's a good fit, who's not a good fit. We got some JUCO players that came in here and transfer after 1 year. Tyred Evans. Sometimes you need to do your homework on a particular kid before you bring him in. So it'll work out.
And there's some other players on the roster that's aggravating me as well. Does that make sense? I ain't gonna say dog players too much.
It makes perfect sense.
Warren Burrell had so much hype coming in. Like the kid was solid coming out of high school. I was super excited. And it just seems like that young man just got picked on all year. It was like he was there, but it was always like a half a step or a second too late.
This is why you need to bring in corners, because it'll help him up his game. If he does not, then he will be replaced.
Anyways, I'm not going to watch any football this weekend. Makes me sad knowing who's going to win it all. I used to have a Georgia fan, or a friend who was a Georgia fan, Swain. Ever tell you the story?
No, what happened? You broke up with him?
Well, he's in the Marine Corps, and he was, he wasn't like a close friend, but he would come to my office every day, and talk smack because he knows a Tennessee fan. I have my little Smoky mascot on my desk, have my little Tennessee flag and my little pin cup holder or whatnot. hey, it is what it is, man. But he come in there and like every year Georgia would beat us, he come in there and just start barking at me. I'm like, man, what are you doing? And then one year he come in there and he barked right in my face. I mean, his spit almost touched my lips.
Oh,
and I said, man,
you got to put hands on him.
Listen, no, you can't do it in the Marine Corps. That's a big no.
Oh, dang, that's too bad.
But I said, man, you don't get out of my face, we're going to have a problem. And he's like, man, you Tennessee fans are whack. Like, dude, if you come to my office again, like, I ain't going to tell you all I said because, it's not radio friendly. But needless to say, he never come back in my office again. I really wanted to put hands on his swing because you don't spit in my face.
Yeah.
Georgia fans are stupid.
Yeah, I know, man.
Who barks like a dog, man?
I know. They look like the favorite right now.
I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore.
It's okay, man. You had a flashback. You had a moment. I get it, Rev. It's all good, man. Don't get road rage. Be careful on the road. Be careful. Stories like that is why you hate Georgia fans. Stories like that. Swain Event, Hour 3 coming up.
Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Hey, it's Men's Health Month, so make sure to get all your levels tested with a comprehensive annual health assessment at Low T Center. They exclusively specialize in men's wellness. Low T Center now offers monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatments for just $155 a month, self-pay, or is covered by most health insurance, and they ship directly to your home. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
At Iris Networks, we know that business communication solutions are critical to your success. Since 1998, we've been helping businesses in East Tennessee by providing reliable and affordable high-speed fiber internet and voice solutions. That's why Iris Networks is your Tennessee communications partner. With internet speeds up to 100 gigs and work-from-anywhere solutions like mobile apps, video conferencing, and file sharing, we make sure you can stay connected to your customers and great communities we live and work in. Iris Networks, because just like you, Tennessee is our home.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Ben, did I do a good job of explaining that to Rev? Just want to get your take. Sometimes everything is not going to be detailed and laid out the way that you as the fan and the consumer want it to be laid out. Sometimes it's about timing. It's early in the process. Tennessee, you don't want news out that Tennessee is talking to this player when he just hits the portal, because
it alerts other teams.
Yeah, and that player is going to take visits to other schools. You don't want to add teams to that list. Tennessee is in no position to say, yeah, go wherever you want to go. Go over there and see if it's better. Go over there. No, Tennessee's not that position right now. Maybe later Tennessee can have that stance, but right now, you wanna be the team that's kind of lurking in the weeds, keeping things on the low. And the last thing you want is the stuff to be on a message board or on a website detailing Tennessee's plans to go after this certain player.
Well, it's not even that for me. I completely agree with all of that and think that is for sure a reason. But for me, it's like it just started. Like we're 2 days into this mess. You don't just jump in, for lack of a better phrase, you just don't jump in bed with anybody. What if Eric Gilbert was still at LSU and he entered the portal right now, and Tennessee, without doing its research, said, yes, come on, we'll take you. And Eric Gilbert came to Knoxville, but Tennessee had no idea about all the issues Eric Gilbert is dealing with. And it just becomes an absolute waste of time because you didn't do your research. You didn't do your homework. You want to bring in guys that are going to fit culturally. You're just not going to add 5 transfers right off the bat out of nowhere. And I get the want to know, Like it's an exciting time. It's like free agency, like I talked about yesterday. You want to know how Tennessee is going to upgrade its roster. How is this football team going to get better? You want to know immediately. You want to know all the juicy details. But as Swain has talked about, the juicy details aren't meant to be known by everybody. And B, like, there's hundreds of players entering the portal every single day. You don't want to rush into anything. And you want to evaluate the guys that you think that you're interested in anyways.
Yeah, you are recruiting them, but they're those players are recruiting you too. Like you want to know if you can work with this guy or not. That guy wants to know if he can play for you. So they're going to take visits. These players are going to take visits. You want them to take a visit. I want a player to come in and see if this is a coach. This is a player I want to coach. So it's early. It is way too early. Way too early. As far as NIL stuff, guys, you're not gonna get bit by bit detail on how Tennessee is using NIL to attract players. You're not going to do it. But I will tell you that Tennessee will use NIL to our advantage. That is going to happen. Y'all will see. Just give it a couple more days or another couple weeks or so. Y'all will see. Then y'all come back here and say, yeah. Y'all told us. Just wait. Just wait.
People freak out about everything.
Not saying that Rev is necessarily freaking out. Borderline, he was, right? He's almost about to jump. But, just...
He did say he was frustrated.
Like,
and there's no need for reason. That's a word combination. There's no need or reason to be frustrated.
Yeah.
Tennessee is in a good position to take advantage of the transfer portal, but it doesn't work overnight. Like this whole free agency just started.
D says, I think fans already know too much now. In my opinion, social media has hurt college football, and I'm on social media. Yeah, sometimes information getting out hurts more than it helps. Sometimes. J. Black 33 says to add to your point, Swain, you also open yourself up to be negatively recruited against. If Bama doesn't know that you're openly recruiting a player, then they don't have a reason to talk bad about you to the kid. There's just a time and a place for folks to know. Joe Vol says, do you all think Nolan's visit should excite fans, or is he just enjoying the process? Let me just be honest with you here.
I think the people can tell by our size.
I don't care what Walter Nolan does at this point. Is he a good player? Yes, he's a good player. But would I like to have him in Tennessee? Yes. But his recruitment has been a damn circus. And this is why I am glad I am not a college football coach today. To have to deal with this type of recruiting. So you won't be seeing me getting excited about Walter Nolan's visit. If he comes here, great. If he signs, great. Then I'll get excited. But I dang sure anybody get excited about him visiting a place where he already lives. And he's committed to Texas A&M for weeks now. After visiting them 2 or 3 weeks in a row, I'm not getting excited. I'm not. It's too much. It's too much. Now, it'd be one thing if he was dominant from start to beginning and actually play like the number one player in the country from start to beginning. It'd be another thing. But I'm good. I'm good. I've seen Walter play a couple times. He's good. But he needs to be coached up. on his motor, needs to be coached up in other areas. Like he's good, but he needs work to be what he is thought to end up being. He needs work. He needs a lot of work, and he's gonna have a rude awakening. Whether it's Tennessee, Texas A&M, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, it is real in the trenches in the SEC, and it's every day. It's not sometimes. It's every day. They are on you, and that's what he needs.
Yeah, and I made my thoughts clear several weeks ago that I don't care if he ends up at Tennessee. To me, it doesn't matter where he ends up. Tennessee, A&M, if he jumps ship to some random school that throws him a scholarship offer tomorrow, like I don't see him being a contributor as a freshman, maybe even a sophomore, because he has, in my opinion, that far of a ways to go. Mentally, physically. Like I don't see him being a contributor, especially year one. Maybe year two if he really flips the switch. But I don't see him being a contributor at A&M next year, at Tennessee next year. And so like I'm not worried about Walter if he comes or doesn't come to Tennessee. He may end up being a great football player, but he's got a lot of work to do if he is going to become that great player that he is capable of.
Yeah, so I'm not jumping on the Walter Nolan circus train. I don't care.
I don't either.
Right now.
I know that sounds crazy, and it's easy to say that right now because he's committed to A&M. And folks may say, oh, you're just saying that because he's committed to A&M. No, I felt this way. Swain felt this way before he committed to A&M.
And I would feel the same way if he was committed to Tennessee.
Yes.
Because I know it wouldn't be over until he actually signed. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to follow a circus like that.
And like I have detailed, you realize that even if he does sign, when he gets to campus, he's got a long ways to go even when he gets to campus.
Yeah, he's a player that you got to recruit every day. And I'm good on that. I'm good on that. Let's go back to the phones.
We've got Corritonval.
Corritonval, good morning, man.
Hi, good morning. You don't have to recruit me every day. I'm here every day.
That's right. That's right, man. Had a great call yesterday. You back
blue
for more.
collar, lunch pail, everybody. I just come in, do my work, and leave.
You grit and grind, baby.
Yeah, that's right. Rise and grind, boys. Rise and grind.
No, grit and grind.
Well, whatever. Either
He's
way.
trying to turn you into a Grizzlies fan. Don't do it, Corritonval. He think he's slick.
Yeah, no, that ain't gonna happen.
Is there a single person in Corriton, Tennessee, that likes the NBA? I know Hubs does not.
No, I know Hubs doesn't. I'm not sure. That's a good question, actually.
He was giving me mess a couple of weeks ago. Who gets excited over a team winning their 12th game of a 82-game NBA season? Shut up, Hubs. It's the Grizzlies.
He's getting salty in his old age. Yeah, I had a little quick comment about not trying to pick on Rev or nothing, but it's just it's really people. I'll just tell you where I stand with it. Honestly, I'm just amped up and jazzed up about where like it just feels. I don't know. You just get this feeling now around our entire program, not just our football program. You can feel momentum. It's almost, you could almost cut it with a knife. Really, you can. I mean, I do feel that way, and I haven't been on campus in 2 years myself, but I can feel the momentum just building from the outside, just from football, baseball, basketball. We have tangible, legitimate momentum, and I think what people get caught up in sometimes. And like I said, I'm not trying to pick on Rev at all. I'm just saying that people they get too caught up in the optics, and if they think that, they think that if we're not in the headlines with every single player and every little person that hops in the portal for 5 minutes like Georgia or Alabama, they think that we're just circling the toilet bowl and it's, oh, woe is with me and things are awful. And you all know just as well as I do, it's not like that.
Yeah.
It's just not that way. And we've got to, like you said, it's strategy. it's all about fit. You got to do your homework on guys. Got to know, are they going to fit your system? Not much less your culture. And there's a lot of layers to that. People, they tend to forget that, and they get too caught up in the optics of it. And we've all got to learn as a fan base to be a little bit more realistic. And also, every now and then it would behoove us just to shut our mouths, really, just to be honest. It would be really good that we just hush. Just let it play out. And then when it does happen, if it does happen, come out there and pound your chest in and say, all right, what now? Let's go.
But that's why you have the Swain Event, man, because we're going to put our arms around Rev and go, Rev, bring it back in. Come on, man. We got you. We ain't going to let you stray away and go off the deep end. And, you know, it's one thing when you have a call like Rev and, you know, he's feeling that way and he's simply voicing it. It's another thing when you feel like Rev and then you go on this rant on Twitter and you start calling people out and you start, you know, wondering if Josh Heupel is even doing anything and wondering if he even cares about recruiting. That's when you kind of take it over the line and then you wind up looking a fool, you know. And Rev did not go that direction at all. He just I think lost track of where we are in the season. It's early. I haven't seen one player from the portal commit anywhere.
I haven't either.
'Cause it's too early. The season's still going on. And players have to take visits, which is why you had guys like Harrison Bailey into the portal early, a.k.a. quitting. Everybody who entered the portal early on your team, you quit. But this is why you have those players that did that so they can take their visits early. But for the most part, most of the guys in the portal, they wait till the season is over. And then they're going to take their visits. Remember, they still got class and all this stuff they have to finish up.
That's what you should do.
Yeah, so it's early.
I got one more thing, and I'm going to hop off here. Do the Grizzlies play the Celtics at all this season? I just don't keep up with it close enough to honestly even know if they're even the same. I know they're not in the same division.
No, not at all.
No, they're not even in the same conference.
They're not in the same conference.
Oh, really? Or is Memphis in the Western Conference?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's great. Let's see. I got you. The Grizzlies play the Celtics March the 3rd at Boston.
Ooh, well, never mind. I was going to see if Ben wanted to go, but never mind, Pete.
Why not? We can go with the Boston.
I am not going to Boston. I do not like going to that area.
Well, I don't either, but we can go piss on Fenway Park while we're there.
We can definitely do that. Now, we can do that. I will buy you plenty of bottles of water to do so.
How about this? April the 10th, the Grizzlies will host the Celtics.
There we go.
So when y'all have to go pee on Fenway, and if y'all do pee, make sure you do drink a bunch of water, or Tom Herman's chart is not going to agree with the color of your urine. So make sure that you
said April 10th.
April 10th.
Oh, sorry, I've got a date with Tony Vitello that day.
What's going on?
Oh,
Tennessee plays Missouri that day, and Lindsey Nelson. And that's the weekend at the Masters.
Yeah, I'll meet you over Lindsey Nelson.
Are you a golf fan, Corey Tinval?
A golf fan?
Yeah, like you watch the Masters.
I played some in high school. That's about it.
So you watch the Masters?
Sparingly. I'm not like a crazy Rabbit fan by any means.
Well, the Masters is that weekend, so I think I'll skip out on the Celtics Grizzlies, and the Grizzlies burned me over Halloween weekend when I spent good hard-earned money for pretty good seats and went to watch them play the Miami Heat, and the Heat just beat the brakes off of them. So
Grizzlies, I'm disappointed, man, that you are neglecting them just to go to a little baseball game. So Lynn J. Dixon committed to West Virginia. He is the Clemson running back transfer. So there's one.
Yeah, but you were referencing the guys
how many else y'all got?
Right, but you were referencing the guys who entered the portal this week.
Yeah, Oklahoma receivers. That's what Rev wants. He wants the Oklahoma receivers. So again, it takes time, and in most cases, y'all people in text box put out one or two, but there's hundreds of people in the portal, hundreds right now. So it takes time. It's still early. So, anyways.
And has Dylan Gabriel officially committed to Ole Miss? That's the rumor. And like Lynn J. Dixon was
it's still 2
or
3. Like that's still the point. It's still early
in the portal all year.
Yeah, it's early. It's early for Tennessee. I mean, I think it's important to know what Hendon Hooker is going to do, because if I'm a transfer receiver, I ain't coming to Tennessee if Hendon Hooker is not coming back. Let's just keep it real.
Why they have Joe Milton?
Did you hear what I just said, Ben? Are you listening? If I am an Oklahoma wide receiver, I'm not coming to Tennessee unless Joe Milton is not the starter, and Hendon Hooker is coming back. I'm not going from...
Why do you hate Tennessee?
I just love the truth. It's the truth. I'm an Oklahoma wide receiver playing at a high level, playing inside of an offense that has put quarterbacks in the league, and quarterbacks they've gotten Heisman trophies.
When's Spencer Rattler going to go to the league?
I don't know. Whenever he signs an undrafted free agent, when his college eligibility is up, that's when he's going.
You try to pronounce eligibility is about how Spencer Rattler's season went.
Golly, I know.
You think Rev wants Spencer Rattler since he wants all the other Oklahoma players?
Yeah. No, I don't think Rev wants Spencer Rattler.
Would you take Spencer Rattler?
I've already told you no. On air, off air, do I need to say hell no?
Well, I also know that you are a believer in Josh Heupel. Maybe Josh Heupel can take advantage of Spencer Rattler.
He can go in different directions. Now, Spencer is mobile, and I think the mobility of a quarterback is very, very important inside of this offense as we are continuing to rebuild this offensive line. And I think they will have something in common.
Like I said yesterday,
former OU quarterbacks that don't really mess with their old school. Maybe they bond, hit it off, and Heupel will be able to get the best out of Rattler. But I don't want to take that chance. I'm good.
Like I said yesterday, I would not touch Spencer Rattler with a 10-foot pole.
Listen, I don't want him either. So it's early. That is the moral of the story. Let's stop trying to move the goalposts and change the narrative. The moral of the story is it is early. Tennessee doesn't need to be announcing their intentions and their game plans and having it posted on message boards. That's not the way this is going to work. And they sure don't need to be detailing NIL plans either. I don't even expect that. Don't expect it. Colorado Vol says, Ben, you got to make the trip out to Denver for the Grizz Nuggets game.
Well, there's a couple of things that go into that. A, that sounds expensive. B, I would be closer to CMAC, and I don't want to be closer to CMAC. I want to get further away from CMAC.
But you'd be closer to Big Shot Rob.
But C, I'd be closer to Big Shot Rob as well. And that's
C-Mac cool, man. He cool guy.
He all right. He's not as cool as Big Shot Rob. C-Mac's all right.
January 21st, Grizz goes to Denver.
No. You know what? Blank the Nuggets and Michael Malone want to talk about Memphis in a negative light. Talking about the Jokic brothers showing up to go to Miami for the Heat Nuggets game, saying, well, Miami's a good city. It's not like it's Memphis. You better shut your mouth, Michael Malone.
I mean, he ain't wrong.
I'll come over there and whoop that trick.
No,
but you ain't got to say it.
It's not Miami.
It's not. But out of all the cities, you couldn't have said Detroit or Cleveland?
Just saying.
Detroit or Cleveland exist in the NBA, and you're going to say Memphis? Would you rather go to Memphis, Detroit, or Cleveland out of the three?
Who freaking out more, you or Rev?
Me. Michael Malone doesn't want me to come out to Colorado for the Nuggets Grizz game. I'll put my hands on him. I'll treat him like the Jokic brothers want to treat The Heat.
Colorado Vol says, hey, watch it now. Count says, what about Tennessee players transferring out? Well, that's going to happen. Again, it's early. It's going to happen. I am not expecting all these players across the country transferring and Tennessee not to have one. It's going to happen, and that's okay. That is okay. Big Shot Rob says, pull up, Ben. I got you. We can go jump C-Mac.
Yes.
Colorado Vol says, I'd rather go to Cleveland.
Well, you know what, Colorado Vol? Nobody asked you. Okay?
I don't know about that one, Colorado Vol. You know, I would rather go to Memphis than to Cleveland anytime. The DL Vol says, I'm a little behind on the Joe conversation on his fumble Saturday, but the biggest issue was that he did not make the right read and was going to keep that ball on the play before it was snapped. I get it, though. Since we weren't throwing the ball, it was his only chance to make a play. He's just pressing because he knows he's been bad this year and wants to make a play. That was a play where you get like a triple negative. The read was off, and then you did not secure the football. Like the one thing that you are told in the 4-minute offense when you have the lead and you're trying to bleed the clock is to protect the ball. That was his only job, was to protect the football. And not only did he have it in one arm, the dude thought he was doing an Allen Iverson crossover. What are you doing with the ball way out there? One hand. That's the disheartening.
You are not Michael Vick.
Oh, boy. You can't do that. Anyways, I'm moving on.
That's right, Vol, Grizz, Cubs. Malone's just mad that we beat him twice this year back to back. We whooped his trick on a Monday, and then he was back at the Forum on Wednesday night, and we whooped his trick then too. So he can sit down and shut up.
Bring on a
after his week in Memphis for 2 L's.
Nugs rivalry. I'm here for it. I like to see more rivalries in the NBA anyways. Bring it on. Bring it on. All right, what's the moral of the story? Class, what is the moral of the story from Rev's phone call? Let's see if we have been able to learn anything today.
To not overreact.
Text box, what did we learn today? Just make sure everyone understands. Like when it's a time to freak out, freak out. Get mad. Talk your ish when it's time. Only when it's time. But it's just not time. It's not time. Real D from the 423 says patience is a virtue. See there? Hey, Ronnie Nostell, relax on the text box. See there? That's the lesson. It's just early. There's players right now that are eyeing their departure from their schools who have not officially jumped into the portal. There's players on this team that may be leaving that already have their mind made up. They just haven't officially gotten to the portal. Why? Because they don't want their name in the portal right now. They don't want that attention. Because the moment you get into the portal, guess what's going to happen? Everybody's going to be hitting you up. Oh, man, come on, stay, man. Come on, man. Like some folks don't want their phone to blow up like that. So there's players that know they're leaving their school. They're not in the portal yet. They're not. And contact, I'm sure, is going to be made between a player and possible new destination for that player. There's ways to communicate without breaking the rules. So just relax, folks. Just relax. All right. Let's go back to the phones.
We are not relaxing with our next couple of phone calls. C-Mac is angry on one line, and Rev is angry on the other line and wants to redeem himself.
Oh, man. No reason to be angry. We sending love today, especially to C-Mac. C-Mac, good morning.
Good morning, Swain.
Good morning, man.
How you doing this morning?
I am great.
That is great. I'm glad Swain is great. with regard to that other person that's sitting next to you.
What about
I think that his name is Ben. And for Big Shot Rob, the only thing y'all two fools are jumping, y'all better jump y'all ass on that transfer portal. I'm not jumping me. I know y'all shame.
Aren't you the one that's already in the transfer portal, considering you root for Tennessee, NC State, UCLA, Colorado State? I mean, you want me to keep going?
I want you to shut your mouth. Shut your mouth and mind your business. Shut your mouth and mind your business. We did learn something collectively.
What did we learn?
As listeners today about this whole transfer portal. But I do have to give you a little counter.
Go for it.
We learned that we do need to be patient, that these kids need to make informed decisions on where they want to play the rest of their careers. But I think there are entities that are monetizing the attention that we give it, or like myself or like Rev. Yeah, we're itching for that information, and it's out of our timeline that we can control, like when we can get and process that information. But cultivating a transfer portal watch account that only feeds the machine, that only feeds that hunger to get that information, as opposed to just being patient and waiting. You know, I don't remember the Joe Milton process being an overnight sensation. You know, I don't remember it being just wham, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
Man, I'm glad you mentioned that.
If I'm not mistaken.
I'm glad you mentioned Joe Milton.
Time.
I'm glad you mentioned I'm glad you mentioned him, because that was something that was being worked on for longer than what it appeared to be. People just think, yeah, people just thought, we just got this dude out of nowhere. Well,
no,
that was calculated. That was worked on
in the middle of spring practice.
I mean, so that's an example. I'm glad you brought that up, because hopefully that will help people understand this is how the staff is moving. They
move in silence.
Exactly.
Like you said.
Exactly. So I'm glad you brought that up. And you make a really good point when you mention how there's accounts that are created just to inform the fans of players entering the transfer portal. But if you don't have that education, or if you don't have that understanding that there is still a process that goes into these players making that decision on their new school, which includes visits. It includes being re-recruited and building a relationship. That doesn't happen overnight. So we have players that enter the portal at different times of the season. There's a lot of players from Oklahoma. There's players from, maybe LSU or Notre Dame or whatever that's entering the portal based on the recent news. Now you have to recruit them and build a relationship. And that doesn't happen over a week. No. It ain't even been a week.
Hadn't even been a week.
Yeah, so
and not to mention the kids that haven't even thought about making this decision because they want to wait till they hear from their new coach to bring that philosophy. I'm pretty sure them kids down in Louisiana, once they hear, oh boy, open his mouth after 5 seconds, they might aggressively start hitting that transfer portal if they haven't already.
Yeah, I saw a picture of Brian Kelly talking to the squad, and I saw the players in the background. They look like, who is this dude?
So, C-Mac, did you know that Brian Kelly, when being hired for a new job, has had the most career active wins of all time? Nobody has ever taken a new job with more career active wins than Brian Kelly.
So what does that mean?
I'm asking that to bring up your point of why would the players want to enter the transfer portal after Brian Kelly opens his mouth for 30 seconds when the guy has done nothing but win his entire career.
Let me look at it.
That would make me think that he wouldn't say something that would make them want to get into the portal.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a different example, but I'm still gonna address that Brian Kelly thing. We could work harder or work smarter towards the same championship goal. If we work smarter and we work as a cohesive unit and have that brotherhood, that team first mentality, and it's a really great environment, that's great. On the other hand, you can work harder and get yelled at, get berated, get the 4-letter S word beat out of you every day by a guy who's going to drive you. Yeah, it's going to get the best out of you for some people, like y'all alluded to with the Walter Nolans of the world. But it all comes down, at least for me, how it affects the individual. All right. The other example I wanted to shift to was Washington, who just made a hire. Right? Mm-hmm. They hired old boy from Fresno State, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
He is offensive minded. And the previous coach that they had hung his hat and got hired because he was a defensive person. That sounds familiar. Anyway,
opposite.
The kids at Washington who were in the program that had that defensive guru, quote unquote, they now have to make that decision after meeting their coach if they want to stay with the program or hit the portal. So I mean, it's more than one way to skin a cat. We can look at it, a couple of different ways, but I definitely hear your point too.
Yeah, Ben, and thanks for the phone call, C-Mac. Ben's point is valid, but it's also valid to say it doesn't always matter that a coach like Brian Kelly, who has won, is coming in to a place that's new, and doesn't mean that the players want to play for him or vibe with him. I remember when Darren Kirkland Jr. was committed to Michigan, committed to freaking Brady Hoke, and decommitted when Jim Harbaugh was hired, which makes no sense at all because Jim Harbaugh was fresh off of going to the damn Super Bowl as an NFL coach and was successful in the NFL. You would think that Darren Kirkland Jr. would want to play for a NFL coach. So it sometimes just doesn't matter. It just really depends. And he's new. I don't know you like that, man. I have a relationship built with this coach. And I don't want to have to rebuild a relationship, a new relationship. I want a fresh start. I want to go somewhere else. And yeah, Brian Kelly will win, but when will he win? Will it be year 1? Will it be year 2? We know that he is going to win, provided the resources that he's going to have there, but it's when. So if you are a junior, do you want to wait until Brian Kelly gets it going? Or do you want to say, no, I'm good, man. I want to go compete for a contender right now. I want to go to Ohio State. Or, I want to go somewhere else. So it just depends. Brian Kelly is super successful. No one is disputing that at all. But some players, that's not going to move the needle for them to stay. Some guys will want to leave. And we'll see, because why? It's early.
Well, my point in my comment was that I didn't make my comment because of Brian Kelly being successful. Like that automatically makes people want to stay. That wasn't my point. My point was that he has proven that he knows what to say to the players. That was the point that I was making. Like, I'm sure that he knows how to address the players in that situation, and he's not going to say something that's going to make them going to want to run and jump into the portal. Because I have a hard time believing that somebody as successful as Brian Kelly has been is going to say stupid stuff to the players for the first time.
Okay. Let's go back to the phones.
We've got Rev.
Rev, double dipping.
Oh, yeah, definitely double dipping this morning. First off, I apologize for my previous call. I had just woke up.
Don't apologize.
Sleep. I've driven 1,200 miles.
Don't apologize.
I'm a little tired, a little wired.
Don't apologize, Rev. It's okay, man. It's all good.
You just took it out of context a little bit because I didn't really, try to say what I wanted to say. What I wanted to say was, I don't care about the details. I don't care if Tennessee doesn't try. Well, yes, I do. But still, what I want to know is are we going to try for these big guys? I don't want to go at the end of, starting next year watching all these high-profile guys, start balling out at other places, and then come to find out Tennessee never kicked the rocks on them. I just want to know, are we going to try?
Yes.
I don't care about the details. I don't care about any of that. I just want to know, are we going to try? Because Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, all these guys are monopolizing recruiting. They are taking people they don't need just to hurt other programs. That is the main reason my aggravation this morning.
Well, that's the name of the game.
They don't have specific needs.
That's the name of the game.
I understand it's the name of the game.
That's what Tennessee did. Coach Fulmer, he would get players, wouldn't even use them, just so the other teams couldn't have them. I mean, that's the name of the game.
Since when do I troll on Twitter, Ben.
You troll all the time, Rev.
No, I hardly even tweet.
I don't see those trolls. I see DMs. Me and Rev DM, but I don't see
yeah.
the tweets. I don't see any tweets from Rev.
I ain't got time for that.
Look,
I can't make fun of you for being a Grizzlies fan because I don't care about the NBA.
Well, when
But
you
you are
when
a
you
Nick
hey
and
Rev,
Yankees fan.
when you reference VolQuest and the information you got on VolQuest, I took it as that is how you were, taking in or perceiving that Tennessee wasn't active like they should be right now, and so that again, it's early, and that stuff is not going to be on there until it's the right moment. And it's just way too early for that to be on VolQuest or be really anywhere. Because if you are a coach and you hear the moment you make contact with a player that's in the portal, it's on VolQuest, you ain't happy about that. Like, really? Really, y'all putting that on VolQuest? Y'all putting that on 247? We had one phone call. Like, you not happy about that because you want to move in silence right now. So if I'm a coach, I'm not letting VolQuest know. I'm not letting 247 know. I'm not letting anyone know about the first contact I make with the guy in the portal. I'm not doing it because all you're doing is opening up opportunities for the opponent to get in there and build a relationship and take that play away from you. When you get that far, close to the end of the process and there's a strong relationship built and that player is loving you and then it gets out, okay, cool. But not at the beginning. You don't want that.
Right. Anyways, you guys have a good day. Ben? Ugh, you're a Yankees fan. Never mind. Anyways, have a good day, guys.
See you, man. Be careful, Rev. We love you, man. Well, I love you. I don't know how Ben feels.
I do not.
Let's go back to the phones, 865-255-03. And we have Volstorm. Volstorm, good morning, sir.
Somebody needs to get Rev some Ritalin or something. That boy needs to calm down.
He's hype, man. He's hype.
Shoo, getting on here pulling a Daytona.
He is hype. I don't think we took it out of context, but hey, it's all good. We love you, Rev, anyways.
Guys, I sure am glad that our fan base is not some of the people that are in charge of our military. Imagine announcing to the entire world, hey, we're looking at striking this area in Afghanistan.
That's a good way to look at it.
Same principle. You don't tell everything you know. Good God. And how credible can VolQuest be? They hired Ben.
Hey. Oh, man, that was a good one. Oh, that was a good one.
Guys, let's talk about something more important, and that would be all the dunking that is being done on Oklahoma.
Oh, man.
As a battered Vol fan, I can truly appreciate this. The fact that Lincoln Riley had posted, this is going to become the mecca of college football, and then one of his players from Oklahoma chimed in and said, that's the same thing you said to us last week.
Yeah, I think Lincoln Riley was saying it because he was the coach at Oklahoma, so he felt that way. And now that he's a coach at Southern Cal, he feels that he's going to take Southern Cal to that point. Hey, man, it's hilarious stuff. These coaches, man, they just say what sounds good in the moment.
Well, between social media and NIL deal, a lot of that stuff gets exposed.
He just picked up a 5-star receiver. It ain't take long.
No, shoot, he would have told those recruits, yeah, I'm actually going to Southern Cal, so just don't say anything.
The Orgeron, Lane Kiffin approach.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it happens all the time. I mean, look, you feel bad for the players when the coaches leave, but now that we have a system in place where players can transfer anytime they want to, playing field's kind of level.
Hey, let me bring something else to the forefront here.
All right.
You saw where Lincoln Riley said at his presser after the Oklahoma State game that he had not talked to LSU, and then and then his radio interview with Scott Van Pelt on ESPN, he said that Sunday morning was the first time that he had talked to any school outside of Oklahoma, and that was the first time that he made contact with any school. You know why he said that?
Because his agents did it for him in the background.
Exactly. he ain't lying.
And he was not lying, because he had said that I will not be the head coach at LSU.
Exactly.
He was not lying.
He wasn't lying.
Because he knew he was going to be the head coach at USC.
Yep, and he was not lying when he said that he did not make any contact with any other school outside of Oklahoma, because his agents was doing all that.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's how this works.
Yep. Oh, it's hilarious.
Guys, before I go, the only reason to go out, or there's only one reason to go out to Colorado, and it ain't for basketball. See you, boys!
Let's get the Turkey Man. Turkey Man, good morning. You didn't hear that, Turkey Man. Close your ears, man. You didn't hear that part, did you? Good morning, Turkey Man.
Morning. Good morning, individuals. How we doing?
Man, wonderful. Hope you are too.
I'm doing great. Doing great.
Love it.
Yeah, a couple observations, I guess you say, or questions to ask you. We're hard to please individuals a lot of times, especially when we're fans. We look at things one way, and then we look at it another way, and then we get upset one way, and then we get upset another way. But if they don't offer a courtesy to our coach at Oklahoma, well, how many of us will feel kind of like we did T, that they at least ought to give him a pay raise bump, an interview per se?
What do you mean?
Heupel. If Oklahoma doesn't offer Heupel maybe an interview,
Heupel don't want it.
Okay. I've heard that song and dance before, but I mean, I'm just saying that's his alma mater. It's like when T wasn't given at least a courtesy call, how it made us feel.
It's totally different.
Okay.
Yeah, it's totally different. When T was the USC offense coordinator, and Tennessee was looking for a head coach, that was a valid question. Why is T not at least getting an opportunity to interview and to share, his vision and what he would do? He should have been given that opportunity. He actually wanted that opportunity, and he was not a head coach at that time. Now, Josh Heupel is a head coach. He's been a head coach for 4 years, and there's not a loving relationship between Oklahoma and Josh Heupel right now. When Oklahoma was honoring their national championship team in 2000, Josh Heupel wasn't there, wasn't recognized in the way that you should recognize your starting quarterback who won your championship. There's not love like that. So we automatically think there is. We think that just because a player played at a school that he loves that school and it's all warm and fuzzy, but not every player has that type of feeling about their old schools, especially in Josh Heupel's case when he was thrown on the bus and fired because Stoops didn't want to fire his brother that had a defense that was worse than the offense that Josh Heupel was coordinating. So it's totally different, Turkey Man.
Okay, I was just thinking on that lines that I never say never. I was also going to ask the question: will we lose a assistant coach in this coaching changes?
Yeah, Turkey Man, I wouldn't be surprised if Tim Banks gets an opportunity. I mean, he's a good coach. He did a great job this year. Not just an okay job, not a decent job. He did a great job with the roster that he inherited and the players that he inherited on defense. Collectively, him and Coach Eckler and Rodney Garner and Willie Martinez did a great job, but he was the coordinator. Guys were in position to make plays. Guys didn't look confused. Guys played fast. They just wasn't athletic enough and good enough to go up against Alabama and Georgia and Ole Miss in some cases. So, if I'm a school that has a defensive coordinator vacancy, especially Penn State, if I am a Duke, I'm 100% looking at Tim Banks, and they should look at him. He did a great job. But They fired Josh Heupel. Stoops fired Josh Heupel to protect his brother. And Josh Heupel's offense, the year he got fired, was third in the freaking conference at scoring. It was averaging 38 points per game. And they fired him rather than his brother, Mike Stoops, who was a defense coordinator. And that year they were fifth in the Big 12. How you think Josh Heupel feels?
Mad. I'd be mad.
36 points per game. And they were third in the Big 12. Like, how would you feel if you Josh Heupel?
I would have done the same thing if I was Bob, though.
I would have fired Heupel in the second if I was Bob. I'm fine. I would have fired my brother. I would have fired my brother.
Yeah, you probably would have.
I would have. I would have fired his ass.
Yeah, you would have. I would not have.
Not even blink. Not even blink.
I would not have.
That's what hit me upside the head when I wasn't looking, punk, when we was 5. You are fired. I would have helped him get another job. I wouldn't have fired him, but I would have pulled a Nick Saban and I would have helped him get another job.
Poor Brian.
That's what I would have done. What are you talking about? Like, dude, defense stinks. It's best for you and for me for you to get on somewhere. Get. I'm not going to fire you, but I'm going to help you get another job. That's what I would do because we're brothers. If we was not brothers, I would just fire your butt. I would just fire you. But I don't mind firing my brother. If you stink, you stink. Simple as that. Coy Macon says, has Rodney Garner ever been given a shot to be a head coach? Seems like he would be a big name with all his success. Is he just not interested in being the head guy? Listen, man, Rodney Garner.
Too late to be being a head coach for Rodney.
Some guys don't want that stress. Rodney Garner has seen the stress that Coach Foreman had to go under being a head coach. He saw how it aged Mark Rick at Georgia. Like, he has worked for some pretty dang successful coaches. And not every coach wants to be a head coach. That's a lot of anxiety, a lot of pressure, a lot of drama that some guys are like, nah, I'm good. I'd rather be the best position coach in the country, collect this big fat check, and y'all keep that stress. Because I'm not going to be kissing butt to boosters and doing all that. That ain't me. That's the way I'm going to do things. Kind of reminds me of Rob Ryan in the NFL with his long hair. It's like, oh, Rob Ryan, got that long hair. He's going to have to cut his hair and, have to maintain a certain image to be a head coach. Psh, no. I'll be a DC, or I just won't coach then. I'm not doing that. Or John Chavis. John Chavis' name came up to be a head coach back in the day. Didn't do it, but, John Chavis, he wasn't going to be your media guy. He wasn't going to be Tim Banks. He here to coach football. He ain't here to be your friend, media. And that stuff matters when it comes to PR.
How dare you? Tim Banks and I are friends.
That's what you think.
I know.
But
that's my brother.
Rodney Garner, that ship is sailed. Tina R says, if Freddie leaves the Braves, I'll be so mad. I got a chance to meet Tina R and her mother this past weekend at the stage.
On her birthday.
Yeah. And you know what she asked me?
Where's Ben?
Where's Ben?
Tina's the GOAT.
Where's Ben? KY Vol says Rev ain't helping himself. No, Rev did not help his case at all.
What are you talking about, Rev?
Rev, take a nap, Rev. Pull on the side of the road. Take
yeah, did that not pop up in anybody else's head? Rev explaining how tired and wired he is. And he's over here driving through America.
Pull over, Rev. Now take a power nap. You talking crazy. You all over the place.
Look, I have some sermons I can send your way if you need a podcast to listen to here in 5 minutes once we finish up the show.
We got you, man. We got you. Oh, man. I love this show.
I'm glad you love your own show.
I love the show because of the people.
Power in the people.
Oh man. Counts says Heupel's offense was really bad in Oklahoma's bowl game against Clemson. The reason he got fired, do you think that had anything to do with it? I think that was probably the nail in the coffin. They only put up 3 points in that game. But if you firing a coach based on just one performance in a bowl game, then I don't know about that. But I do know a coach that was fired from one bowl game. And that was Tennessee's almost to be coach, who was Tennessee's interim coach for a couple hours. And that is Kevin Steele when he was at Clemson, and Clemson got beat by West Virginia, and West Virginia put up 70 points.
And boy, did he pay for that, because he ain't been a coach since.
I mean, he's been DC since.
He ain't been a head coach since.
But he wasn't a head coach at Clemson. He was a DC at Clemson.
I know, but I'm saying that performance killed his head coaching career.
Yeah. He almost was a head coach.
At a couple of different spots.
He would have been a head coach here if they didn't, at the last minute, push in Pruitt. It was his job to lose and Mel Tucker's job to lose, but anyways.
Why are you bringing up old things?
I'm just trying to help y'all with facts, man. Some of y'all be having these things that pop up in your head and these theories based on, fake news. I'm just trying to help folks out. That's all.
Coy Macon wants to know if you would feel good about taking a shot at Will Muschamp for DC if Tim Banks left.
Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. Has anyone ever questioned Muschamp as a DC?
Nope.
At Texas, at Auburn, I mean, dude, get Boone back on the sideline, acting crazy. We'll forgive you for all those things you said about Tennessee fans when you was a Florida coach.
Will we?
Yes, I would. Because why? I'm a mature grown-up who likes to win. We can push all that stuff under the bridge.
In that instance, I don't think Will Muschamp would have success at Tennessee if it weren't for Rodney Garner and Willie Martinez and Brian Jean-Marie. I mean, they are the true backbone of the defense, not Will Muschamp. He's just the face on it.
Whatever. Rev says, Swain, dead in on me when I get in. Ben, you pay for yourself.
Do you not realize that Swain was saying the same things, Rev?
I was nicer about it, though. See, it's all about packaging.
Interesting.
I was nice about it. I don't know if Will Muschamp would go anywhere. Be honest, I mean he's in a good spot. Is he DC at Georgia? I don't think he's a DC at Georgia. He's just a position coach. We taking over for what's old boy name? Old strength coach that had to step down.
Scott Cochran.
Yeah.
But he's back. I saw him on the field after the Georgia-Tennessee game.
He is back.
He's a defensive analyst for Georgia at the moment.
Yeah. So dude, I would take Will Muschamp as a defensive coordinator in a second. He's been awesome everywhere he's been. Would you coordinator.
Would you take Will Muschamp over Tim Banks?
No, I'm not going to change what we have just to change it. If Tim Banks leaves, that's the question.
If you were starting,
don't even try it. Don't even try it, Ben. You ain't slick. I know you. Don't even try it.
If you had just taken a head coaching job, would you pursue Will Muschamp or Tim Banks?
Based on like today?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just trying to put you in an awkward spot.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends.
I'm just messing with you.
I know you are. It depends. It really depends.
Oh, yeah. By the way, you see D. Beckwith's comment that he loves his coach?
I know. I saw that. I like that. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Jason from the Borough wants to know if you think he stays and plays.
I don't know if he stays, but he can still love his coach and leave.
Can he play? He also asked that. Jason did.
Not at running back.
Then what's he going to play?
I don't know. He needs to figure that out.
I heard his home state team of Jacksonville State has a new coach.
Yeah,
Rich Rod, who may be able to fit in that offense,
Rich Rod finally got to Alabama with his Bama ties.
And Jacksonville State moving up on to D1.
Yeah. LC Vol, the thing about the NIL, if folks are questioning what we're doing with the NIL, it's simply because they don't know. They don't know, and that's okay. I'm telling you, the person with a show with the NIL that have players on the show all season long. You know that show called Tennessee Prime? So I'm telling you right now, as someone who is involved in NILs, that y'all are freaking out for no reason right now. Just wait. Just wait. Give it a couple weeks. And then circle back. And then we can talk about it. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Top 100 barbecue restaurant in America for Ben McKee, the Yankee. I am Jason Swain, your favorite.
The Alabamian.
Your favorite host.
I'd rather
your
be
favorite favorite host.
I'd rather be a Yankee than an Alabamian.
My mail says Tennessee, Knoxville, Tennessee. I got a bill yesterday. You don't say anything about Alabama on it, that's for sure. Hope y'all have a great Wednesday. Peace and much love. We are out.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done, and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy. Fellas, when it's time to freshen up that wardrobe, there's only one play to make, and that's to go see my friends at Mark Nelson Denim in downtown Knoxville. Find the latest in small batch denim in the heart of Knoxville. Denim isn't all they do though. Mark Nelson also does custom suiting and blazers. Let your personal style shine with Mark Nelson. If you don't have time to go shopping for yourself, but still want that fresh look, then sign up for the NN Society.